Hesitate. Somebody give me a guillotine. I just might ride on my enemies. Thought can I fuck on my energy? Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn, I'm the man and it feel like it. Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way, please. I'm trying to get paid.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It is your boy Ernie, the Blerd without fear. Got the homie Robo of Left Face TV. Welcome to the Nerds of Culture podcast, the number one nerd culture podcast. The only one, actually, that I think I have it on good authority.
Which makes
it's the
it
only
best.
one. It makes the best by default.
That's
But
right.
it's also the only one that I am aware of that gives you that dash of sass on.
That's right.
It's the only one. It's the only
That's
one. There's no
right.
others. They
That's
can
right.
say they do, but they don't. They can say they do.
I mean, it's the combo of both. It's the culture with a dash of sazon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
they gotta do
there's
both.
some out there that is like all sazon, like a whole bucket, right? And there's some that's just all the culture. We got a nice little blend right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not Afro Latino. I'm not Afro Latino. But the show is Afro Latino. You know what I'm saying?
The recipe.
That's right. All the pieces are there.
The recipe is all in here. But no, I gotta
By the
say.
way-
Oh yes.
By the way, you know how you like Earth's mightiest subscribers. You know that thing you do like that right?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that every time you send me a video and you don't do that,
Oh,
I'm hurt.
I'll bring
Because
it.
I started doing it.
I'll
I started
bring it
doing
back.
that thing where it shakes, right? It's like right? But I'm like, oh, he didn't do it. I don't get to
You
shake the
get a
video.
little. You do like you can do the little like soft one where it's like a.
Yeah, like mightiest.
Yeah, somebody will catch on. They'll figure it out.
That's
right. But no, it's yeah, man. Woo. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. We got some stuff to talk about that is look, it ain't gonna be fun. All right, this isn't gonna be fun.
Not all of it.
Not
Some of it might.
not all of it. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's that it's well, yeah. When we get to the later stuff, yeah, sure. But this first thing we're going to talk about, because actually I really want to get this out of the way because I don't want to bring the mood down in the second half of the show. No, I just want to go and get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and do it. Just rip the damn Band-Aid off. But I'm just going to go. I want to say this because I want to make sure that we're clear here. Trigger warning ahead, because we are going to be talking about. Oh man, we're gonna be talking about some fucked up shit.
SA trigger warning.
Yes.
Neil Gaiman.
It is. Man, okay. Let's just say this. Let's just say this right now. If you are one of those people who has been living under a rock, you've been like actively trying really hard not to find out what it was that Neil Gaiman did. If you're one of those people that is just blindly still, like, for whatever reason, loyal to him because you think that that he's innocent of all wrongdoing. If you're one of those people who thinks that he did nothing wrong, I have a feeling by the time we get through this segment, all that's going to change.
One could only hope.
Yeah.
But if I know this chat,
Yeah.
they're already there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
They're
and
already
you know
there.
what? I'm going to add something else to it. I think you will also find... Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about this. I'm going to make a proclamation. Not only do we have a P. Diddy of comics...
Yes, Screwface.
As Screwface Capone is eloquently pointed out. I think you'll also find there might just be a Ghislaine Maxwell in the situation. I think that there might be a... Which would almost technically make him more of a, like, I don't want to compare Neil Gaiman to Jeffrey Epstein just because, like, I don't feel like he was, quotey fingers, trafficking.
Well, he didn't have an island, so
he didn't have an island.
He wasn't like supplying them.
Right.
So if anything, Neil Gaiman's the celebrity, and old girl is Ghislaine and Epstein.
Yeah,
providing the girl. Yeah. All you can do is laugh. It's like, shit.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm just not surprised when someone with a large fan base takes advantage of that fan base for their own pleasure. You know what's funny? You say that.
Yeah.
You say that. I was talking to Maneater about this the other day. And she was reading something. I can't remember who it was. I don't give a shit like about like celebrities like this. And it's like, no, about celebrities. I care about what she has to tell me.
Yeah, I was like, let me see how he cleans this up here in just a sec. I was like, let me see how he cleans this up.
But it was about somebody who had cheated, right? And I said, look, let me tell you something. I think this is just my cynicism with regard to humanity. And maybe a little bit of projection because I wasn't the best person in my 20s. But I do not believe for 1 second that there's anybody in their 20s that can experience power, wealth. And it's not even about the power and the wealth. It's what comes with it. Like, this is what I was telling Manny there. I'm like, there are dudes and women, right? There are people who sometimes spend a little bit too much time with somebody at work and they struggle with infidelity. Now imagine your entire life is the perfect tens of whatever kind of human being you're into is throwing themselves at you 24 hours a day. You have to travel for work. You're a athlete, you're NFL, you're whatever. I don't believe there's I don't think there's one motherfucker who made it through their 20s, even 30s without being, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I like, you know, you look at people like Bad Bunny, you know, him and his his two exes ago, they had an open relationship. I'm like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You already know you're not gonna. Right. It's like, so you're saying like, hey, I like you, you like me, just let you know, you know, but you know, you could do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, but you know, see where this goes. Yeah. So Neil Gaiman is just another one of those. That's why I don't ever get surprised. It's just like you were young, you blew up, the whole world loves you, and we're about to find out as we get into these details. Yes, he was already broken from his childhood. So he's already a fucked up person, and then you have all this shit. Yeah, man.
It's not good. It like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's bad. It's you know what? I think actually calling it bad is an understatement. I actually think that it would be better to call this shit catastrophic because
it's disgusting.
It's like, okay, man. I'm going to put some caveats on this. I don't like using TikTok culture language. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, I hate whenever I have to say unalived, you know, stuff like that. I hate that. I hate having to say it because
such is the algorithm.
Such is the and sometimes y'all might notice in some videos where I probably will just say the K word and be done with it. But there's other words that are a bit more censored. So like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all gonna hear me say some dumb shit. Y'all are gonna hear me you'll be like, dude, but you just said shit. Yeah, I can say that. We can get away with that. It's the other stuff. So like, man,
we'll probably be demonetized. We're probably not gonna make any money from this show.
No. Probably not. I've accepted it at this point.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, not an episode goes by that I don't have to request a manual review of our show.
I don't think we're
Not
gonna
an
get away with
episode
this
goes
one.
by. No,
We're not
no,
gonna
no.
get away because they're gonna be like, "Well, you talked about what you talked about.
You talk-
and
th-
we
like,
can't
you
use
did this."
advertisers on it." So,
Like, you chose this. You like
That's
and-
right.
Yeah. So,
That's
but,
right.
but I want to say, like, if you hear me say some weird words that you don't know what they mean, like if you hear us refer to some of the things that Gaiman did as SA or grape or things of that nature, it's because it's the algorithm.
what
We
it
have
is.
to. We don't
That's
have
what it
any.
is.
Yeah, it's yeah, we're gonna have to talk some shit. We're gonna have to talk some shit.
Mhm.
And speaking of talking some shit, let's talk about this because I think we got a couple of things here that I actually think are incredibly important to what we got to talk about. And that is for one, we've got some super chats. Actually got a super chat and we got a channel membership. So I want to address those first before we go
There
in
we
this
go.
because these are gonna kind of tee us up. These are gonna kind of tee us up to what it is we're trying to do. So
That's right. By the way, sorry.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you're ready. The just want to be out there. I'm like, maybe I say me. Look, just so y'all know, shit like this is super helpful to the channel, to everything like that. Especially for Nerds of Culture, just so y'all know.
Yes.
Because Blerd Cave, you already know it's fun, it's comics, it's, you know what I mean? This right here, look, you being here, we appreciate it. It's it's great, but just so you know, this show gets demonetized a lot. So
Yes.
thank you all for the super chats and the donation and supporting the channel.
I mean, you're not wrong. Because like I said, I'm not even like, I know it might sound like a joke, like I might have been like facetious when I said it, but like I'm not joking. Like literally every episode that we do,
yeah.
and I get a thing that says, hey, you're getting either limited ads or no ads because you said some stuff, you did some stuff, and I have to be like, okay, request a manual review. And I will say this, most of the time they let it go. But there have been more times than I would care to count where I think out of this is the 58th the 58th episode of Nerds of Culture, and I'm pretty
That's
positive which first of all, yeah, insane
That's
to even
wild.
be able to say. But there have quite literally, I would say at least almost it's safe to say there's probably almost a third of our episodes that aren't monetized at all.
There you go.
Either if they're not fully demonetized, they at least run limited ads.
Limited ads, yeah.
But that said, I do want to give some shout outs. Because for one, let's go ahead and hit our first one. Let's go ahead and hit our first one right here. We got one here. I think I might even already have it highlighted. Let's see what happens here. But blam! I did. I'm good. I'm good at my job. We got a 10. Smooth 10. Man, out here from Sensoria Maria. Says Neil's marriage was pretty sus. Polyamory and now a nasty divorce. Here's the thing. And okay, I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit. It's kind of funny to me when I look at the type of marriage that Neil Gaiman had with what was her name? Amanda Palmer. Was it Amanda Palmer?
Yep.
So, for those that do not know, and I would forgive you if you didn't, because I don't normally get involved in the personal lives of celebrities. I just, because honestly, I'll be brutally honest. I don't care. Like, I'm like Tommy Lee
Especially
Jones.
personal shit.
Yeah, no, I'm like Tommy Lee Jones, man. Y'all remember that? What was it? Was it The Fugitive? Where Harrison Ford's like getting ready to jump, and he's just like, I don't care. he's like, I didn't kill my wife. He's like, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. He's like, I believe you.
No, that's the way I am. Like, especially like affairs or something like that. Like people was like, I hear that sometimes. Did you hear so and so cheat on his wife? I'm like,
nope.
Okay.
And
did you hear so and so are like super mean to their staff?
Nope.
I don't give a fuck.
no.
Why are you telling me this shit? Like,
Well, you know, like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are situations where I will say, man, that's fucked up. But don't expect me, like, if it's something that's like if it's something of a personal nature and the only people being harmed are the two people involved,
yeah,
and these are grown people who have the ability to handle the situation. Like, now when you start talking about like children being involved, you start talking about people being like taking advantage of their employees. That's when I'm like, okay, now you have my undivided attention.
There you go.
But when it's some bullshit,
yeah, or just personal,
like this.
If I was his wife, I'd be really mad. Okay, but I'm not his wife, so that's between them.
like you, because I know some people will be like, well, Blerd, but you claim that you hated Dana White.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because he literally beat his wife in public.
Hit her.
Hit her in public. Like, Diddy literally got caught on camera beating the brakes.
Dragging her. Yes, that's not personal. That's not,
that
get
was,
out of here.
He was fighting her like she was a goddamn man.
Yeah, money.
That's very different. Those are very completely different situations. However,
put that picture up real quick.
Oh, yeah. Bam.
Isn't that fucked up? John Oliver just right there and is like, hey, don't take my picture. This is John Oliver and Amanda Palmer, just so you guys know.
That's right.
Don't that motherfucker look like him right there?
He does actually a little bit. Actually, the whole time I was sitting there, I was like,
damn, is that him?
I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Look. I was like, man, when did John Oliver start getting down with Amanda Palmer? Man, that's wild. That's crazy. That's crazy. But no, I gotta admit though, for me personally, I've never been a guy who's into I've never been a guy that's been terribly deep off into polyamory, largely because I don't have the mental or emotional capacity for it. I'm not necessarily saying that it's because I would be jealous. It's because I don't have it in me to care about multiple people on like the same level. Like, it would be one of those things like if I were to do polyamory, it would have to be a situation where there are no emotions involved whatsoever.
Sure,
like there has to be like I cannot be like case in point. My wife and I have talked about this before. And it was one of those things we always kind of were like, let's not complicate our shit. Let's not complicate our shit. But like, if it was a situation
half
where
the time it's just fantasy shit anyway. It's just like, sounds fun, but nah.
It sounds cute on paper. It sounds cute on paper.
Right.
When you're drunk at the bar, like at 4 a.m., you're like, oh my God, how much fun with that? You're like, okay. But like for me, it would have to be a situation where like, I'm not actively dating any of these people. I'm not actively married. I don't have like, we're not tied down like by law. Like if this is one of those things where it's like, hey, look, I know this one girl.
Every now and
like,
then they come over.
She drops over, but like we ain't really get like we I mean, we go out every now and again, but like it's not like we're exclusive. Like no, I can't do that. But
that said, I think people who do that is legit. It's fine.
Perfectly fine. It is
fine. But Sensoria Maria, who, by the way, even though I said it like that, Palestinian American.
Yes.
Free Palestine, free Gaza.
By the way, ceasefire now and put BB behind bars
in the Hague.
The Hague. Like was he like old boy said
somewhere?
Take your pick.
But here's the thing: is polyamory and now it's sus. Here's the thing: it's like you talk to somebody who regularly has threesomes. Okay, so if you talk to somebody who regularly has threesomes, and then they go, "Oh man, hey, threesomes are a bad idea." Like, well, maybe not for that people, but then you might talk to somebody else, and it's like, there's a certain dynamic here. Like, he's saying they have threesomes, but I could tell she's not that into it. Or, and I'm not clowning, this is not to be funny, Sneeko, right? You heard about Sneeko?
Oh, yeah.
It could be the other way around. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, she wanted to go through with it. But there are times where it's like, hey, this is a couple who's down to have threesomes and they're healthy and this is cool. And there's other times where one of the partners is manipulating it to be that way because they're pieces of shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to get the situation you want.
That's right. That's
and
right.
No, that's 100. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are 1,000% correct. You are 1,000% correct. This is exactly what this relationship was. It was a situation where, okay, did Amanda get her rocks off too? Probably. But was she 100% down the clown? I'm going to go on a limb and say probably not. Like it was probably just something that got like put into the situation because Neil probably wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. That said, we have also got one out here from our guy Don Thessienheim out here with the 12 months. That's a year. That's a whole year.
That's wild.
Whole year. It says also Angela was my favorite Asgardian that I will now never see again. I bet. Okay, for those that don't know, if you're wondering what Don is talking about, I think it's easy for a lot of people to forget because she doesn't get used very often. But the former Image Comics character, Angela.
That's right.
Who she used to be like a Spawn character, was, she legally was under the purview of Neil Gaiman. And that character, in quite petty fashion, was handed over to Marvel. And I think probably for little or nothing. Just because he didn't care. But that character, you probably gonna see Angela anytime soon. Angela is in witness protection forever. And then goes on to say, Lucifer, the show, was my Zen place. This is hard to separate. And I'm okay.
100%.
Something Robo, you and I have talked about this. I've seen you talk about this on threads as well, like just independent of myself. And I have also talked about this independent of you. But something that I think you and I have both kind of agreed on is that you don't necessarily, like, I think it's on a case-by-case basis a lot of the times.
Personal,
for me. 100%. Like, it's always, I leave it on the person. I'm never going to, hold anyone, like, over the coals and be like, no, you have to just, like, it depends on what it is. But, like, I'm not
like, about to say.
It depends on what it is. Like, if you, look, I'm putting it like this. If you still, like, I know
you go to an R. Kelly concert, you're dead to me.
Yeah, like if you're still like playing R. Kelly loud and proud and like
on
singing the
Spotify,
songs,
making sure he gets paid. Yes,
and not only that, you're this. Oh no, baby, this is our song. This and then also I come to find out that you're like that one dude who was getting clowned on social media this week who did like a reverse chronological order of like pictures of himself and his wife to back when they first started dating, and it eventually got to the point where like there was a picture where he was like 20 something, like, and not, I don't mean like 21.
They're 9 years. There was
a 9-year gap, and it was like I think he was like 26 and she was like 15 or some shit. And if that's you, I can't fuck with you. I will hold you to the fire. But like if you told me you still fuck with like the Authority, like you still read the Authority, you still like old Warren Ellis Moon Knight, I'm not really gonna be too mad at you. I'm just gonna kind of be like, I mean, it was good. I mean, if you tell me you still like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even though Joss Whedon's a whole piece of shit, you still tell me you like Buffy, you still fuck with Angel, you still like Dollhouse for whatever reason. I could never get to Dollhouse, I'm sorry. You still like Firefly. I'm like, hey, do you, baby?
Hey, you do you.
But when we're talking about people like monsters, absolute monsters, who a lot of the time their work is their own and what they do is a part of the work. I saw somebody bring this up earlier in the chat. I forget who, but about the whole Calliope story that Neil Gaiman did that kind of seemed like a self-report. Stuff like that. It's kind of like,
you know what that kind of reminds reminds me of the whole Harry Potter situation where I'm like, look, I'm not gonna pretend I don't still like it, yada yada yada. She's a piece of shit, but I mean, I already own the movie, so. But you're right. It once you realize who it is, sometimes it colors. Actually, even a better example is R. Kelly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like everybody's always like been like, what is he? You know. But here, look, I don't care if you are younger than 35, and you tell me that you thought it was sus him and Aaliyah. You're lying.
Yeah,
I don't care. You're lying. No. You're lying. Yeah, you might have said it in passing, like, damn, she's kind of young, but hey, you know, age ain't no but a number. You know, but it's like, come on, nobody cared. But then when you find out what he did, it's like, oh shit.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Love ain't nothing but a thing.
Yep.
And here's the other thing.
My ears were said at the same time, but I'm sure the other was off.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but the thing is, I remember there were even rumors about how young Aaliyah was, even when I was a kid listening to R. Kelly songs. Like when I was in like junior, I think I was just about to be in middle school, you know, junior high, whatever. But like, I remember reading like Word Up magazine and all those other little like rap, hip hop, R&B magazines, which were basically the dirt sheets of their time for rap and, you know, R&B. But I remember even back then there were people talking about that shit. I just didn't pay it any attention because my dumbass young self didn't know any better. I was like, because I was like everybody else. I'll admit it. I was like everybody else. Let's be charitable. I was probably like 11 or 12 years old. I'm gonna be charitable to myself.
That's about right, yeah.
But
so we're talking about like 93, 94, right?
Right. So like, I remember being like, bruh, man, I wish I could bag me a girl. Ooh, if I could get me a girl, like, ooh. Like, yeah, so, you know, I'm not thinking about the fact that there's like this huge age gap between people, because as far as I'm concerned, all these motherfuckers are older than me, so it don't even make a damn difference. But like, as I got older, I was like,
but think about it though. Think about it. 93, 94. Yeah. So I'm 13, 14. You're 11, 12. Okay, we're not looking at it that way.
Right.
This is why I'm calling anybody a liar. Yes. I get it. Everyone was like, "Oh, of course, age ain't but a number." You'd make the jokes and how old she is. Who went to the cops? Who fucking called for something? Who was saying, "Fuck that, that's disgusting"? Nobody. They might joke about the fact that Aaliyah's young. Why I keep saying Aaliyah?
I don't know.
Aaliyah's young.
I don't know.
But it's like nobody gave a fuck.
Well, I will put you like this. I saw a thread from, well, I say thread, more of a post. It's not, I don't know. Threads is weird. But Ben Templesmith, some of you might know from one of the co-creators of 30 Days of Night, artist for a lot of different things. I actually follow him because he's my kind of woke. He's like that, man. He keeps his
Who is this?
knee. Ben Templesmith. He was the artist for 30 Days of Night. He keeps it real at all times, and he doesn't care if he fucks his bag up or not. And that's the kind of energy I love to see. Like, case in point, even though IDW owns the property that he helped create, he has been hypercritical of them. And I'm like, man, I was like, look, man, I wouldn't go that far, but man, I was like, you might want to keep that in. You might not want to fuck the bag up. He's like, no, I don't care, man. Fuck him. And I was like, God damn. So, and like he's the type of guy that I'm like, man, I like this dude because, you know, he hates AI art, obviously, because he's an artist. He can't stand the Catholic Church or really any church institution for that matter because of pedophilia. And he loves speaking truth to power. I respect that type of person. But no, he actually put a thing out here.
By the way, I'm sorry, I'm my ADHD. You know who else is like that?
Who that?
Fucking old dude who plays Art the Clown.
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
That motherfucker don't give a shit. He'll get into arguing with some nobody on the internet.
Oh yeah. He's like, look, man, don't let this clown makeup fool you. I'll fuck you up.
That's right.
Even though Art would actually like, he's like, no. He's like, I'm that dude. He's like, I'm that motherfucker. But no, I actually really appreciate this from Ben Templesmith because he said, this is actually him talking about Neil Gaiman. If it's not obvious, he says, "Guy sounds like an actual sadist."
Right.
I've been told
like
it was
actual.
an actual sadist. A sadist is a person who takes pleasure in the pain of other people. And he says that I've been told it was an quotey fingers open secret for a long time. He's not talking about the relationship between Neil Gaiman and Amanda Palmer. He's talking about what Neil Gaiman has been accused of. But he says, like, I've been told it was an open secret for a long time among the comics author community, and the fact that it's only coming to light now after all the Me Too stuff years earlier doesn't make anyone look good. Some of this stuff is positively criminal. Dude.
Yeah, bro, it's the shit that we've been saying over and over. Like, how many times am I talking about people who started when the Nickelodeon, like, you had all those people like, yup, I'm here to support him because I was there and you're right. And fucking all these actors saying like, I'm so glad we got him. It was an open state. You guys knew and know how many of you motherfuckers sitting in the police department? You know what I mean? Like, ACAB, but still, go fucking file a report. It's the only thing we got. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, I have so many questions because at this point I'm like, wait a minute, why? Okay, so why did we wait?
That's right.
Why? Like, because
you know why? Because they needed to protect their own bag.
Oh no, of course, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, he was just too powerful. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I get it. Let all these people get raped. Let them have a fucking pedo island because you gotta put food on the table. You gotta make your millions. Fuck no, everybody who knew.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why. Like I said the same. I say the same thing all the time. Like if other people, if people are involved in this, they know what has been happening and actual crimes are being committed, you are culpable. You stood idly by in the face of evil and you allowed it to be comfortable. You are equally as guilty. Like, and look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Stuff like this, whenever situations like this happen, trust me, it's a house of cards that when it comes down, there is no putting that motherfucker back up without some, I don't know what the fuck. But
yeah, you just gotta start over in the game.
The site
don't make me a
nuked.
dictator because I'm telling you, all of those motherfuckers are going to the wall.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm like old boy. I'm like old boy on the Sister City episode of Parks and Rec. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to
Everybody.
jail. Everybody.
Yeah, not even jail. You're getting the wall, homie.
Yeah. Oh no,
you're getting made an example. You're strung up. Christmas ornaments.
I was about to say. Yeah, I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression. We're not talking about the wall from Game of Thrones. We're talking about the wall from the fucking Handmaid's Tale.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly
right. You are going up on the wall.
I mean, the people who are supposed to get the wall, but then it's gonna be like a secondary investigation when Dictator Robo's in charge. They're like, all right, now it's time for phase 2. And I find out you knew. You get the wall too. Everybody, you get the wall. You get the wall.
You got to go. like honestly, and you know what?
Neil does have a chance to run for president. Neil could be president.
Yeah, he 100%. Could be. As a matter of fact, you know what? I think that's his move. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
He has a good chance.
He's gonna be like, oh man. He's like, if I can become president, I can avoid these charges. All I got to do is hold down the presidency for about either 8 or 12. Like either hold it down for a straight 8 and get my shit exonerated, or run for 4, be off for 4, and come back and hit another 4 because it's gonna take him a long time. I'm good. I can just He's like get my publicist on the line. I need to tell him I'm running in 2028. That's what I'm doing. I'm running in 2028. But no, we talked about this before. we had talked about this before, and I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, for those who are, if for whatever reason you're not in the know about some of this stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, it's about to get wild. But before we do, I do want to show these. We do got a couple more super chats I want to take a look at. We got another one here from Don, Thessie, and Heim out here saying, I lay blame on Palmer, but I'm certain she's a victim as well. Gaslighting, lying, and more. She was naive at best and an enabler at minimum. And that's kind of, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But Robo, I want to let you cook. No,
we'll wait. I'll just say, one liner, and we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
You might be right. But also, we got to make sure we're not infantilizing women. She has agency. You know what I'm saying? So there's this thing, right? It's like you don't want to victim blame, and you want to make sure you understand the dynamics of mental abuse and psychological abuse, but you also got to know you can't infantilize women either. Like they don't have agency, you know? So
it's the same. It's the same shit I see all the time. Like I don't. Because at some point you have to look at a person and be like, all right, look, you're like, okay, let's keep it a buck. If this was a situation where, like, let's pretend for 5 seconds Amanda Palmer is a teenager. Let's just, for whatever reason, we're going to say she's a teenager. She's not, like, a good and grown-ass woman. I would be like, okay, a teenager? I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe, she was manipulated. Yeah, she got caught up. She just, I don't know. I can make a case. But this motherfucker grown. Yeah. She grown. So we look, and I also have some other beef with her that we're going to talk about here in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into it.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
Because Amanda Palmer is not even the smallest part of this case. Like Amanda Palmer has her own. She's going to have her own segment. Yeah. Okay, this is not going to be just like a side passing, mention.
Not even. And then we've also got this one. It got away from me, but I'm gonna pull it up on here. We're gonna pull it up on the big screen right here. This is once again from Sensorio Marie. Says with the $10 super chat. My speculation or question is, how much did his wife know and or did she facilitate any of this? And this is where we look. Now I got to put my macho man on. This is where we start getting into the tea. See, but yeah, this is wild to me. Yeah. It is so wild. It is so wild. But no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that to the highest level. Yes, thank you. Also, and I think I saw something a little bit further back. Thank you for being allies. No, we're accomplices. We're accomplices to you. Accomplices to you.
That's right.
And the Palestinian cause. Because I'm sorry, but look. Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. You got to call a spade a spade. By the way,
on a tangent, I'm getting good at this. It's not going to be a long tangent. I'm going to say it and then we're going to move on.
Yeah.
The ceasefire hasn't even been fully confirmed yet. Netanyahu looks like he might be fucking backpedaling. But even if it goes through, I think if you are in the chat and you are somebody who was, free Palestine and you supported the cause, it wasn't just support the cause while they're actively being genocided, right?
Right.
It's you support the cause until liberation, right? Free Palestine until it's backwards. So it's like in make sure that if you're following BDS and you're out there and you're being an accomplice, even when the ceasefire happens, they still are displaced. They still do not have right of return. They still are being oppressed and persecuted and illegally occupied. Especially in the West Bank. Open air prison, and the West Bank is illegally occupied.
And I would even go as far as to say the Holocaust of our time. 100%. The Holocaust of our time. That's not even 100%. I don't even think that's an overstatement. I don't even. You can't even say it's an overstatement.
100%. It's a fucking genocide. Yep.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. And if anyone asks, if anyone's curious, that's where I'm at on it. I just want to kind of remind people of the things that came up when we talked about this the first time. I'm not going to pull these notes up on the screen because honestly, just talking about them is already going to get this channel demonetized, or at least the stream demonetized. So I'm only going to talk about them and then we're going to move on. Because these are fucked up ass things. And I just realized I made a pun on what we're talking about. I apologize for that. But first point of order of order here. Things we already knew. Neil, how can I say this? Without consent, performed rear entry on a woman using butter as butter. Not body butter.
Sometimes butter.
Sometimes butter. Sometimes none. Sometimes
if
no.
She was lucky.
If she was lucky. No lubricant whatsoever, but sometimes with butter. In other cases, rear entry to the point of passing out.
The pain, yep.
Passing out due to pain. Other cases, repeatedly degrading the victim, having them perform fellatio as punishment for when they would show signs of discomfort or pain, making them do that very same fellatio after they have been rear-entered. Basically, saying that he was forcing her to clean him up that way.
And just in case anybody doesn't know, when that happens in porn, there is a whole like cleanup, right? There's enemas that go to scene preparation.
Yes.
You know, if you do that shit, like, you know, Nicki Minaj, was it truffle butter?
Oh,
that shit right there will kill you.
Yes.
100% will kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways.
And I'll just kind of go down this other list of things, just that basically BDSM beyond the point of consent or prior consent. Which, to be fair, there's nothing wrong with BDSM so long as both parties are 100% consenting. But the moment that a line is crossed, it is no longer okay. Now, that said, getting into some of the rest of the, and like I said, it's literally just, I think, what was it before? It was just, wasn't it just like, I think it was 4 or 5 women, was it not? During the initial
1, 2, 3, 4. So you had the girl in the tub, and then the girl that was a fan.
Right.
Oh shit, no.
I know there was a nanny, right?
There was so that's the one in the tub. That's the one in the beginning.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So check this out. In the initial one, there was only 2 girls that told their story in the podcast. 2.
Yes.
Amanda Palmer tells a journalist that, yep, that sounds like him. She names upwards of 14. She says a number of about 14.
Jesus. Which is just insane.
This article comes out with more women.
Right. Like yeah, to expanding upon the accusations. So one of the women, and some of them have actually been like openly identified. Not all of them have given their full name. So if you hear me say some names, or in cases where I'm not, if I don't say someone's name, it's probably because they're still anonymous, or, you know, whatever. Anyone who has openly like put their identity out there, I'm going to say their name because, yeah, well, why not? So one of the main ones, the one who I think has been the most vocal and open, was Scarlett Pavlovich. And there's the thing here. I'll pull this up. It says she described.
That's the one, by the way. That's the nanny. That's the nanny. That's the anal with butter.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
That's like the main one that everyone knew about first.
She's the 15th one. She's the one, honestly, and like, wow, power to her.
Yes.
She's the one that blew this shit up.
Yeah.
If you can have if you have an opportunity, please still go watch that. It's done in a true crime sort of like kind of fashion. Go watch that podcast. It's only like 4 episodes. Just Google it. You'll find it's like Tortoise something or another.
Yeah.
And
matter of fact, here, this is it. Look for this.
Yeah,
look for this.
That's it. That's it right there. She gets brushed aside by the cops.
Yeah.
She gets brushed aside by the cops, and look, if you've ever been a victim and you don't do this, totally understandable. I don't know what I would do if I was a victim or a survivor rather. But she's like, I don't care. Oh, cops not gonna listen to me. We're fucking going, and she just keeps going. She's like, everybody's gonna fucking know about this monster, and Damn. Here we are today talking about him.
Yeah, I mean, it took
Jonathan Swin. Totally understand. Take care. Totally understand.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I 100% agree.
If you want to try to come back in about 30 minutes, we're going to be talking about the Daredevil.
Yeah, hopefully, way more lighthearted topic. Even though I do have some things to talk about with that one. Nothing near on this level. But no, to go into this, she talks about how Gaiman ignored her protests and engaged in degrading acts, including the aforementioned rear entry without lubrication and butter as lubricant, as she screamed no. She also alleged, forceful, unsanitary sex conditions, but also goes on to bring up consuming her own vomit and calling him master. She was told to address him as master, and this is where things get even more weird to me. She made the claim that he often performed sexual acts on her in front of her son, who began calling her slave.
The son?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or I wonder if this is a mistype, because I know there was one point where it was said that, like, one of the children, I don't know if it was like his child or if it isn't the case, her kid. Either way, neither is good.
Right.
But I want to point out something here. The part where it says in front of her son, comma, who began calling her slave. That
wild.
So okay, yeah. That is, it doesn't matter whose kid. It don't matter who the fuck kid it is. It's bad. It is bad. There is no ambiguity here when I say this man is a monster. I don't mean in the metaphorical sense. Like, no, he is legitimately a monster.
Oh, no. Good catch.
Okay.
No. It's additional. It's her son.
Okay.
It was her own son.
Oh
my God, dude.
That is okay. So yeah. Okay. So it was not a mistype then. That is. I'm sorry. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Gearless Moda, thanks for the thanks for the bomb. Like I said, if you want to come back in about 30 minutes, we'll be on.
Yeah, we'll be talking about something way more.
But appreciate the support.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We appreciate you. Because like I said, I know this. Like I said, this is not going to be like old girl said 300. This is not going to. We're not going. This is not going to be something we're going to enjoy. It is not going to be painless by any stretch of the imagination.
That's right.
And it is, like I said, I appreciate it, and thank you so much for the support. What I'm gonna say about this that I think I find incredibly just wild is that there is some of these assault claims, I'm like, how is this guy not in jail? But I mean, yeah, we're also got to look at the fact this is a white man with power, yeah, with fame and fortune. So of course, but this is one I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, man.
I'll tell you why.
Oof.
I'll tell you why. It came up in the last show. There's this thing that abusers take advantage of, and it is this idea that like there is a way to consent and then abuse that consent.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
One of the things that got, and I remember hearing this a lot on Twitter and shit. A lot of people saying that Pavlovich, the nanny that went and watched them in the tub, she says when it first started happening, or maybe not the first time, but the second and third time, that she goes, I guess I consented. But then she would come out later and say, no. And that's the fucked up part about, it's not about it being not blurred lines in a way that it's like, well, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. It's kind of like what, what Chatter said about, if she's, if Amanda Palmer was being gaslit, and I was like,
oh yeah,
can you consent? Can you consent?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which I honestly, you know what? I will play this just because it will take some of the,
You're sick.
It'll take some of the punch out of it, but yeah.
This is a sick Negro.
It takes some of the punch out of it. It's actually giving me a much needed chuckle, because I'm not gonna lie, none of this makes me happy. None of this makes me happy. This is one of those. This is one of those where, look, we're talking about this because I feel like, and honestly, I think this is deep down.
I think it's important.
I think it's important. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's important. It's important because I can't tell you how many times we've been talking on this show, how many times I've been talking on the Blerd Cave, and I just in casual mention that Neil Gaiman is a piece of shit. And there will always be at least a handful of people who are like,
I don't know.
Or not even like that. They'll just be like, I have no clue what's going on.
Right.
Like, which I think is actually, I don't want to make it sound like it's worse because like they're bad people, but I think it's worse because that lets me know that not enough people are talking about what he did. And I think that it's one of those situations where, it's uncomfortable, but we gotta put a spotlight on this motherfucker, because if we don't, especially in a time frame where like, we've already had Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Diddy,
R. Kelly.
Kelly. Like at some, and there's even rumor that there's some other motherfuckers out there we ain't even seen yet. Yeah, and that's me. I haven't even brought up Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe
Hove. Allegedly,
like I have a lot of questions. Also, I would like to put out here that there's also people who
Kevin
were
Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. There's people who we know for a fact were tight with Epstein, who people are still refusing to acknowledge were tight with Epstein.
And he's going to be president on Monday.
Yeah, people like Donald Trump. People, actually, both of them are going to be president on Monday. Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So yeah, it's like that's two presidents, right? We literally get two presidents for the price of one.
How lucky are we?
Two presidents for the price of one oligarchy. Ain't that about a bitch?
Man, ain't that some shit? Hey! But think about it. At least they're protecting us from China, and we don't get to use TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what's really important.
Wait, but the real question is how long? How long before they go after Red Note? How long?
Not long at all. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. I'm gonna do a segment on it tomorrow. I've said multiple times. Most people know I did 23 years. I was like a bed, and I do not hold a top secret now, so I don't have any information about shit. Okay, CIA guy who's watching this. But
stand down.
I do, yeah, he's like, hey, start recording this. See me. Fucking, they start zipline fast roll down from my ceilings. Oh shit. But it's listen, they are already pushing out alerts to active duty members. There was an alert today sent out to active duty members talking about Xiao Hongshu or Red Note, and saying that it is even more it'll take even more of your data than even TikTok. And I'm like, these
look,
I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow, but I'm telling you, these motherfuckers are. I hate it here.
Only we're allowed to steal and sell your
That's
data.
Right.
Only Americans are allowed to take Americans' information. That's what it is.
100%.
That's what it is. It don't have shit to do with the fact they're taking information. Dude, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Do people not realize there's a reason why when you use Facebook that, like, when you talk about certain shit, even if you turn your phone's microphones, active listening, whatever the fuck off, you still get messages and ads and see promoted posts about shit you've recently talked about? Dude, I swear.
You know what the worst app for data privacy is? The worst?
What's that?
Facebook Messenger.
Oh, no, 100%. 100%.
Not Facebook, not
Facebook
Instagram.
Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
You click that the terms of service, you agree, and it's scanning networks. It's mapping out everywhere you go. It's mapping out every network and every device on that network. And I'm telling you, no, not even True Social is fucking as bad as Facebook Messenger. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because it doesn't have dick to do with data.
Nope.
Right? Because you know how we could do it. Why don't we make some data privacy laws? Why don't we get strict on what they do with it? No, you're not gonna. I haven't seen any legislation on data privacy laws, but we're gonna ban a bipartisan effort. Anyways, that's not what the show's about.
Anyway, I'll say this. I'll say this much. Just to kind of go a little bit further down the rabbit hole, just with this shit, so we can kind of get to like a happier place. I'll say this much. There are more people than I think folks actively realize. Like, so here's one. Here's one right here. According to NY Mag, Caroline, this is one of the other people who was involved in this, who was a victim of his, once fell asleep reading stories to the child in Gaiman's bed. This is his own child. When he returned, he got into bed with his son in the middle, then reached across the child to grab Caroline's hand and put it on his genitals. Caroline says she jumped out of the bed. He didn't have boundaries. I remember thinking that there was something really wrong with him. So I've got a lot of questions about Mr. Gaiman. Because I don't know, I find that weird creepo behavior. I'm sorry. I just that's incredibly strange behavior to me. That you're trying to get frisky while in the same don't get me wrong, I know when you
it was a baby or some shit,
right? Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're not trying to get shit popping off in the bed, it's like because you always see it in like TV shows and movies, and I'm pretty sure other people like actually do this too, like. Oh, stop. Okay, all right, let's go in the other room real quick.
Yeah.
But not like trying to get jiggy on the bed with your child quite literally in between you. It's like, that's where I'm like, all right, I got questions. I got some questions because now you've opened up a whole new level of sus. You've opened up a whole new level of sus for me. And I can't get past that. Like, I'm never going to be able to look at Neil and see him any other way. And what I find even more interesting is, that he knows he's fucking up, because she was one of the people, Caroline, she says the Gaiman offered her, or rather, his business manager offered her 5 racks to sign an NDA and move off the property. So she asked for a much higher sum, 300,000 racks, to which he agreed.
He went from 5K to 3. Good on her.
Dude, get your look. And
good on her.
Dude, let me look.
I'm still breaks the NDA. That's what I'm talking about.
She said,
and still breaks it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I stand that shit. I stand that shit. That is quite literally how you do it. That is quite literally like, bruh. Look.
100%.
That's me. I clap for a queen.
Brava.
I clap for a queen.
Warren Ellis? The short of it is, there was a letter signed by about 100 women that talked about his sexual harassment. I don't know. Was there any like outright rape or? I don't remember
coercion? I don't remember any like instances of like outright SA, but I do remember it was basically abuse of his power. Like it was because most of these women were women who,
like when they wouldn't do it,
right? It was like stuff like that. Like and here's the thing, he even copped to it. So that's kind of the thing that where I'm like, I give Warren Ellis a pass. I'm not saying like he's absolved of all wrongdoing, but the reason why you won't hear me like put my foot on his neck too hard is because when he was accused, he didn't do what Neil Gaiman just recently did, where he came out and said, oh, all these things are categorically false, and all these things that people are saying are happened, never happened, these are all fantasies, and da-da-da-da, I'm looking into legal action, so on and so forth. No. Warren Ellis didn't do that. He wrote a letter, a long letter, and basically said, okay, yeah, guilty as charged. He was like, he's like, I fucked up.
I wonder what he did after. I wonder if he went and got like checked himself in therapy or something.
Maybe.
Shit.
I mean, I don't recollect hearing his name too terribly often after the fact, but I feel like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to be like, hey, look, I fucked up. Look, y'all got me. Look, there's something wrong with me.
Reminds me of that Channel 5 dude. That comedian, the Channel 5 YouTuber. Yeah. He was like all like sex pesty and shit, like coercion. And when it came out, he's like,
yep.
Yeah, I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. And he kind of disappeared for a while. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
to him,
yeah.
Yeah, he's done a couple of videos, but anyways. But yeah, I mean, at least cop to it. You know what I mean? But I don't think anybody, nobody owes him.
No.
Cop to it, but
yeah.
He
don't get cookies. He's not getting cookies.
You don't cop for forgiveness. You just cop. You just cop to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like you don't go. All right, y'all caught me.
Got me. You got me.
He's like, all right, look, I apologize. And we're like, all right.
Callahan, yeah.
He's like, here you go. You can have some cookies now. You can have some cookies now. It's like, no, you don't. No. It's just you cop, and that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say another one on here that we saw was Kendra Stout, who was 18 years old when she first met Gaiman at a book signing in Florida. Their relationship turned physical around 3 years later. So, I mean, I'll say this much: sus, just as much in the sense that there's like a tremendous age gap between them. Like when the age gap is like that, like I'm like, okay, look, man.
Well, it's grooming. He groomed her, and she was a super fan. This is one of the stories that were in the first one too.
Yeah.
He tried to get her and her friend to come in and have a threesome with him, but they said no. They met up again later, but she was all starstruck because he was one of her favorite authors, and then it went really bad from there. And that UTI one was really fucked up in that story where she tells him, she's like, I'm in a lot of pain because of his stupid shit with going, from one to the other, which you're not supposed to fucking do.
Nope.
And from him doing that to her, she gets an infection. And it's like that's why he wants to do it and forces her. And she's like in so much fucking pain. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like, and I will say, to answer John Stewart, to answer your question, who was the guy that unalived himself after allegations came to light?
Yeah.
You're thinking about Ed Pisker.
That's right.
The guy who so many people tried to claim, which I don't want to make it sound like, we caught a lot of flack for it. I think there were some people who were angry with us because, like, they really liked him. And I think there was a couple of people who tried to claim that we were the reason that, like, he unalived himself. I was like, dude, he retired his jersey before we even said anything about him.
That's right.
I was like, so don't even put that on me. Don't even put that on me. And and here's the thing, and I was pretty consistent. I said that
reporting on a sex pest.
Yeah.
And then that sex pest offs himself later. You expect me to feel bad?
No.
Fuck out of here.
Well, because you know what it is?
Fuck out of here.
All it tells me is that there was worse stuff out there about him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's like, wait a minute. How is it my fault that some dude somewhere else,
right,
did some fuck shit?
Like even if it was us that broke it, which we didn't.
Right, we did.
We're obviously reading from other people's fucking journalism. You
right.
know? It's not like we did some investigation or some shit. But even if it was us, like, hey, I don't think we should let people know that this dude's a sex, that he tried to hook up with this other girl and who was a minor. He might unalive himself.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I'm like this, man. Okay, look,
no.
If you're out here perpetrating, like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. If you're out here perpetrating and you're doing stuff that is so heinous that if it ever became public, you would unalive yourself, that's your problem, not mine.
And let me tell you something.
And I don't respect the dead. Fuck them.
Cosign on that shit you said about something being worse. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
He wanted to try to he invited, wasn't this the same? He invited old girl who was a fan of his to come stay at his place during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't come, but decided to tell her story to warn about predators. Says she was not going to the police.
Right.
She's not accusing him of anything. Right. Mm-hmm. Not going to the police, not accusing him of rape. She's just saying, hey, this is creepy. This was gross.
Right.
And I want to tell my story so you guys can be aware. And then he kills himself for that? Come on.
Come on.
Come on. There was something else that was about to come out.
I guarantee you. There were. I'm willing to tell you right now, unequivocally, that was just the tip of the iceberg. It was just the tip of the iceberg. And when people do stuff like that, it's because they don't want to be around to face the consequences of their actions.
That's it. And that right there makes me like even feel less bad because it's like, oh, like you don't even want to face the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really felt bad, right? Because I mean, I am not perfect. You know what I mean? And so if I fucked up and if I really felt bad because I'm a different person than I was in my 20s and maybe something shit come, whatever. I want to go, you know what?
Yes.
I'm gonna go do my time. You know what I mean? I gotta go do this thing. I gotta lose this money. I gotta da-da-da-da. Because if I feel bad, I should want to fucking pay my penance. Mm-hmm. But instead, you want to escape your penance by fucking offing yourself. You're a coward. Yeah, you're a coward and you're a piece of shit all the way around. So I'm like, you're never gonna get me to feel bad. No, I don't give a fuck about it.
Look, anyone who comes in here saying, "Man, y'all should have more respect for the dead."
Fuck them.
Why?
Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on and crazy glue on their lips. That's all you do.
That's how I feel about that shit. Hey, a true king, okay? A true king, my guy. True king. I'm telling you right now, there is no way you cannot convince me to feel sorry for these people at all. I will also say one of the other ones, this is another kind of, once again, kind of looking at some of these things. This is Catherine Kendall, who was 22 when she first met Gaiman in 2012, also spoke out alleging that Gaiman attempted to assault her in his tour bus after she had told him she didn't want to have relations with him. And then the years later, he gave her 60 grand for therapy to, as he put it in a recorded phone call, make up for the damage. 60 grand?
Yeah, that's a normal apology.
Yeah, that's a normal apology. There's nothing else to this.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think this is an open and shut case. I think it's an open and shut case. I mean, there's nothing here, clearly.
I mean,
He
she's
gave her
clearly
money.
lying to get more money.
Right?
You know, I know sometimes when I don't do anything wrong, I go, right, oh, I didn't realize it hurt your feelings. Here's a couple grand.
Yeah, here you go.
You know what I mean?
There
Like,
you go.
I didn't do anything, but here's a couple grand anyway.
Yeah, no, you good. Go ahead and go get yourself something nice. You know, go get you something nice. I'm sorry. This is a man. I really feel like this guy is out here.
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Fucking monster.
He's a fucking
disgusting,
deplorable fucking monster. And I'll also take this want to point out something here for those of you, because I know this always comes up. You're asking yourself, well, Blerd, clearly he's not too canceled. He's still got Sandman Season 2 coming out. And he's also got the Good Omens. You know, Good Omens is coming back. Is it?
Is it?
Would you call here? You know, I think that people need to get a better understanding of what exactly is transpiring here. And I think that the part that is getting lost in translation for a lot of people. Let me pull this up. I present to you exhibit A. This is really the only exhibit because this is the only thing you're gonna fucking need. You don't even need shit else. This right here says since allegations surfaced, several of Gaiman's film and TV projects have been affected. Season 3 of Prime Video's Good Omens will now comprise one 90-minute episode with Gaiman no longer involved.
Wow. They said wrap that shit up.
Yeah, they said nah. They said fuck a season.
A movie. Yeah, you get 2 seasons in a movie.
They said get that. Look, wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up.
See, I said bad omens.
Damn.
They said
damn. What's the source for this? What is this from?
This is from, I think, the BBC.
Okay.
It's from the BBC, I believe. And they said that Disney has paused production on its film adaptation of another Gaiman title, The Graveyard Book, while Netflix has canceled Dead Boy Detectives, although it's not clear if this was related to the allegations, which is funny.
It's not.
No, it most certainly isn't. But it was weird because I was like,
oh, wait. August 2024. When did that podcast come out? Was that
July?
After?
I think it was in July, wasn't it?
It might be related, actually.
It might be. It might actually be.
I thought it was 2023. That's 2024 the announcement came out.
Yeah, I think, I will say this. I do agree with Elite. I do think that it probably had more to do with the fact that I don't think anyone was really watching the show like that. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really have a whole heap of a lot of an opinion on it because I couldn't get through it. Which I guess is all the opinion you really need.
Which I was,
I guess that actually tells you everything right there. But no, also, we're not even out of the woods yet on that one because we've also got season 2 of Sandman is still expected to be released this year on Netflix, however, as well as Prime Video's series adaptation of Anansi Boys. But Jeff Bezos could always say, yeah, it might be too much trouble. He's like, look, I already got one abuser that I'm trying to suck up to. I can't do two. I can't do two. So, yeah, sadly, I don't know. I'm not saying that Anansi Boys is going to get canceled, but man, if it just got, like, after this, if it got canceled, I'm not going to lie, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. But one thing that I can say is that, you know, I think I said earlier that Gaiman has released a statement. So
I haven't read this.
Yeah, this is I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of some bullshit. It's a boilerplate fucking statement. It's a boilerplate fucking statement. But here, let's look at this shit. In a blog post titled Breaking the Silence, Gaiman said he had read the allegations with horror and dismay. He wrote, "I've stayed quiet until now, both out of respect for the people who were sharing their stories and out of a desire not to draw even more attention to a lot of misinformation."
So, out of respect for people who are lying?
Right? That's what that sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. I actually, you know, I almost slick want to read this as what it actually says. Because there's a lot of double speak here. There's a lot of double speak here. But he goes on to say, "I've always tried to be a private person. Shit, not in front of your kids. And felt increasingly that social media was the wrong place to talk about important personal matters. I've now reached a point where I feel that I should say something. As I read through this latest collection of accounts, there are moments I half recognize and moments I don't. Descriptions of things that happen sitting beside things that emphatically did not happen. I'm far from a perfect person, but I have never engaged in non-consensual sexual activity with anyone. Ever. Except for the times that you probably did." According to these, there are 15 women who would beg to differ. They're at least.
So check this out. Check this out. There is a chance. Make me big. Go to the other scene.
Oh yeah.
There is a chance that this motherfucker doesn't think he's lying.
Oh yeah. I believe you. I think you're. Yeah.
And this is that shit. I've talked about this multiple times. This is why we need to make sure we are raising our sons better.
Yes.
Because if you are somebody who is like you want it type shit.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal, man. I'm 44. I was born in 1980. You know, you 96, 97, 98 and on, you know, you're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of liquoring up, you know, girls or finding one at go ugly later or something like, you know, the lights come on type shit. All these fucking like these tropes of being single or being sexually active. And there is a lot of fucking people, a lot of dudes and women, by the way, which is reflected in the way that some of these victims, some of these survivors have said, like, I thought I was consenting, but I didn't. Right?
Yeah.
Like because even the women, right? Just, you know, and I'm talking heteronormatively here, but just really anybody is they are being brought up in the same society we're in. So now when they are coerced or they are in a position to not be able to consent, but they did say yes, so they're like, I guess I did consent? No, you didn't, because you were afraid or because you were starstruck or because you were wasted or because, you said no 5 times. And then just because you didn't say no the 6th time and then he did his thing, well, you didn't say no, so that was consent. Like this, in his mind, he's like, man, I have laid pipe. You know what I mean? Like in his mind, yeah.
Right.
I put it down, of course. I'm famous. You know what I mean? I got a hog.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to say like, yes, bitch, because your fucking brain is broken. And now what's happening is you are finding out. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, you're not the first because you're broken.
Well,
you know, and we haven't got to his childhood. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that shit. But he came out a broken person.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like with the Scientology. Apparently, he was fucking severely physically abused.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Him and his family were, his dad was like a really big part of Scientology, and then was kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already a broken person coming out of it with severe child abuse, religious trauma, which when coming from religious trauma, and Christians aren't the only ones that deal with this, it has that sort of sexual repression that creates that deviance. It's not an accident that the Catholic Church has so many fucking predatory child molesting priests. It is because that's not fucking normal. That's not the way we're supposed to be living. And you create this sexual repression and you fucking get brain broken. You know, by the way, that's not any kind of rationale.
No.
But it's like, it's showing that these people there are so many people out there who just don't even fucking get it. They're like, what? Wait, I mean, yeah, she was like, you know, she was nervous. Yeah, she tried to pretend like she didn't want it, but you know, eventually, bro, you raped her.
It reminds me. It reminds me of those Rick Ross lyrics that he got in trouble for, like a good ways back. It was funny because like that this is even coming up now because I was watching one of I think it was Khadijah and Boe's videos about, was it C China, a rapper from the UK, I believe. And there was a point where this isn't one of her lyrics, but like Khadijah was bringing up some lyrics from Rick Ross to kind of paint a picture of how people view rap lyrics that are very misogynistic. And the one that they brought up was the Rick Ross joint. And it was said, was it put Molly all in her champagne? She ain't even know it. I took her home and enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. And then when he had to apologize for that shit, he basically tried to like double talk that shit and be like, well, no, sexual assault, date rape is wrong, but you can't really just take everything the rappers say as like, straight facts. Sometimes these things just things we're just saying. And it's like, then why'd you say it? Yeah. I have questions. I have questions.
See what he's saying a little bit, but it doesn't apply to what that shit is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because,
it's like,
you know what I can see? I can see it when it's if you're Eminem and you're talking about chopping up people and body parts. Okay, that's not something that regularly happens. That's clearly just being fucking stupid rap.
Right.
But people are getting raped every day, getting roofied every day. Like that's regular. That's not something that's like so outrageous that we're supposed to know. Exactly.
You're glorifying. And to kind of point out something that Sensoria brought up, and this is something that I think is really at the heart of this. Broken people break people, but no excuse at all for the harm Neil has caused. But no, this is not incorrect. Because remember the Quiet on Set docuseries, where they were talking about what's the guy's name? Dan Schneider, the guy that was like the overseer of all the mess that was going on. And one of the things that we kind of have to remember about that, one of the things we kind of really need to make sure that we take stock of is that it was something that I was actually kind of glad they came back and addressed, at least to some extent, was that, Drake Bell was one of the main subjects of who was victimized. And then later on in life, Drake kind of pulled some fuck shit too. Granted, at least he cops to it.
Right.
Yeah, he copped to it. But that's the thing. Like, if you are abused, and this is why I always tell people, you got to get help. You got to get help. I know it's difficult, and I'm not trying to shame anybody who doesn't, but I mean, the reason why it's important for people who have been abused, harmed, taken advantage of, the reason why it's important for people who have been victimized to get help, to seek professional help, is so that you don't become a victimizer. because people who
That's
are
right.
victims, in a lot of cases, this is why, like, you know, you always hear about, oh, well, why didn't she go to the cops? Why didn't she report? The reason why these things don't happen is because oftentimes they either A, get ignored, or the people who are victims get gaslit to the point where they think that what happened either there was nothing wrong with it, or if there was something wrong with it, it was their fault. It was their own fault,
Right.
not the person who victimized them. So that's why I always say it's very important to get help. Get
right.
help. That way your pain doesn't become someone else's pain. Yeah, and it's not to try and, once again, it's not to shame anyone who's a survivor. But there is a moment, and what Maddie just said here, the point that she's bringing up is incredibly important, I think. In regards to why a lot of times people do not report is this right here. Rape
Well,
kits.
because the system is broken. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know what happened to. Oh, are you sure you took a rape? I mean, we don't have one here, so I guess it didn't happen to you, huh? That like it's that type of stuff. It's that type of stuff that happens that also makes it incredibly difficult to do so. But I will say this, man. Yeah, everything you said about his childhood, the things that have basically, you know what? I do want to bring up something. I want to bring up a true queen. I want to bring up a true queen before we talk about one who is not such a true queen.
Mm.
And it is largely because, you know what I always forgot about? Like one person who was in Neil Gaiman's orbit that, like, I never really put a whole heap of a lot of thought towards. And is this songstress right here. Tori Amos.
Oh.
Tori Amos, who has gone on record as being great friends with Neil for a long time. Like, he is I think if I'm not mistaken, he is the godfather of at least one, if not more, of her children. And what I actually appreciated was her response to the situation, how she reacted to it. And I'll bring this just right here. She goes on to say in an interview, when asked how she felt when she first heard the allegations, she responded, shocked. And she says, if the allegations are true, that's not the Neil I knew. That's not the friend that I knew, nor a friend that I ever want to know. So in some ways, it's a heartbreaking grief. I never saw that side of Neil. Neither did my crew. And my crew has seen a lot. That says a lot of things in and of itself. But like the fact that she's like, yeah, like that, because, how often do we see in times, like, what was it when the whole Joss Whedon stuff was going on? How many times did we see, who was it? I think it was Alan Tudyk that was like, I didn't ever see Joss do anything wild like that. He was always stand-up gentleman, man. I don't think he ever did anything wrong. And it's like, hold on, pimp, calm down. Calm down. Calm down, Wash. Calm down. Which has kind of made me look at him sideways for a long time. But I actually appreciate the fact that, like, Tori Amos was like, hey, look, I didn't see any of this shit. I don't know anything about this shit. But if this shit's for real, fuck that dude. Like, that's because Robo and I, we've had this conversation before.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, look, man.
I love you, man.
Well, you look, you the homie, but
to the wall. Yeah, to the wall.
Be like,
Yeah.
and like,
every time I walk by, I'm like, man,
yeah,
he was a good one.
Right?
He was a good. I mean, he wasn't good all the time. Clearly, he's up there. But I'm saying, he's cool.
look,
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you right now. My ass off rip. Like, look, if they told me, said, hey, man, we found out, man, Robo is problematic, man. He got to go to the wall. This is gonna be me.
I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga.
Look, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me walking past the wall every time.
Yeah. That's gonna be you singing, stringing me up. Like,
Right.
gonna miss you, homie. Yeah. Hey, won't you let me down? Oh, no, you ain't coming down.
Yeah, no.
You gotta go up there, but I'm still missing.
Look, no. I stopped because my back. I had a little.
Yeah.
No, I'm not letting you down. No. This is
No.
I'm putting you up. I'm putting you up.
Hey, so I wanted to double check because I know they there was a big thing around 2010 to 2012. So starting at around 2011, the backlog of rape kits was like a big news thing. It was like all over the news. They spent $1.3 billion federally, right? Because these rape kits are not at federal. They're just like that because that's their excuse. We don't have the manpower. Yada. Which, by the way, think about that for a second. There's so many rapes going on that police departments don't even have the manpower. Like, well, it's just all these rape kits don't have enough. Like, what? Don't you not think you have a fucking problem? Anyways, as of 2022, across 30 states, there were 25,000 untested rape kits still. Untested.
No, thank you. No, thank you. That is not how you do business. That is not how you do
vinegar to drink. You gonna put it on a sponge and bring it up to me? I think Elite's getting biblical.
Oh,
but I'm
man.
Jesus in this thing. So that's pretty dope.
he's like, hey, you know what? I'll take it. So wait a minute. So if you're Jesus in this scenario, what does that say about Jesus? I couldn't resist. Sorry.
The only thing that happens, the Chuds are really mad about that joke because that means that Elite is Roman.
Oh.
And Elite's black, and they're just about to flip the fuck out because, like, wait a minute. Like,
hold on, wait. This is how it's supposed to go.
Shit.
Too bad. Well, I'll say this much, and then we can kind of move on. Amanda Palmer, I think, has a lot to answer for.
Oh yeah, goddamn.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't letting her get off scot-free.
No.
Amanda Palmer has a lot to answer for. She has a lot to answer for here because,
and not just for the eyebrows. That is,
bruh. First off, that's
unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that like I don't know. Is that like did she get those
tatted like that?
Are those tattooed on? Because I'm not gonna lie, man. You should. No one should ever get tattooed eyebrows so that they are always perpetually looking like they're saying
surprise. What's up?
Like what?
Every time somebody looks at her, you're like, I say nothing, and then she's like, I know.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good. It's like,
what?
It's like, look, hey, it ain't my fault you can't never do the people's eyebrow, okay? It ain't my fault.
All right. No, that's not Photoshop. That's her eyebrows.
Yeah, those are eyebrows.
It may look like that on the stream, but that's straight up.
Nah, that's her. Like, look, fuck it. I'll zoom this shit in. Don't play with me. Look, this, out here looking like the goddamn
I think it's supposed
Joker.
to be like styled, like supposed to look crazy. But I feel like you should probably like get like a pencil or something, and like when you're not on stage, just make them look normal.
Oh no, I think those that was a choice.
It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I feel
attacked. I feel unsafe, actually. I feel unsafe. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm taking this shit down because I don't even want to look at this motherfucker no more. But Amanda Palmer is the ex-wife of Neil Gaiman and, was the subject of their open relationship. It's even stated that in some of the instances, I think one of the people in question that I think was one of the accusers of Neil was quite literally introduced to Neil through her. Which I think there was one account I was reading where like, and this is not like secondhand, this is something that she said, that she was walking with Lucy Lawless, Xena herself. And one of the women in question like walked up, bypassed Xena and came to her. I was like, first off, rude. Rude. That is not okay. Lucy Lawless is still out here. Please believe that.
Yeah. And shitting all over Hercules too.
Man, every day. Every
I love
fucking
it.
day. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still mad at Kevin Sorbo so much that I was watching this video. It was like, oh, here's the top however many sci-fi TV shows that aren't Star Trek. Because I was like, man, I kind of want to get back into some of those older sci-fi shows I used to watch when I was a kid. And then, like, I think they brought up Andromeda, and I was like, skip. No. I was like, no, we're not watching Andromeda. This is not an Andromeda household. This is not a Hercules, the legendary journey, whatever the fuck they called it, show, your household. No, get the fuck out of here. But no, what I will say is that I think the reason why she has been largely quiet is because she knows that she is culpable in a lot of this. You know, we talked about the open relationship that was going on between herself and Neil. It becomes increasingly obvious. While she may have been a victim herself in some aspects, that, you know, because there have been accounts that, you know, she wasn't down with everything, and maybe why she is never really mentioned very much when some of these accusations, like, or I won't say not mentioned, but like when they start talking about the actual acts that were taking place, the actual instances of SA, her name doesn't really come up. Like at all. So clearly, do I think that like she was out there like patting Neil down while he was out here doing all this fuck shit? No. But I definitely think that she was aware of what was going on and never said anything. You know, I'm pretty sure that like she at least knew a little bit of something.
Well, she had to, because she talks about the 14.
Yeah. She knew.
You know?
She had. Yeah. I think the real question is, and I don't know if we've gotten this information yet. I don't think we have, but I feel like at some point, when does she fall into the spotlight? When do these eyebrows fall into the spotlight? And I will say this right here. I want to make sure y'all understand something. I have no love for this woman. Like, I mean, you know, victim or not, I have no love for this woman, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually shared this with Robo last night. I was floating around on threads, you know, like you do. Mm-hmm. And I saw this post. Amanda Palmer thinking up rhymes for the N-word while writing a ukulele apology because she knows, yeah, I'm adding this part, because she knows her ass is about to get drug into this.
What is the okay, so I get it, and I get the reference, but did Amanda Palmer say the N-word at some time or something? Like,
yes, she did.
What does that even? Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. No. Yeah, she did. She had done goofed, as it were. She had goofed.
By the way, that's not surprise. I just assume everybody white said it eventually.
Right? So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what it was.
What's that?
I'm going to tell you what it was. I actually have it. I actually screenshot this from her website. And here's the thing. Brave soul that she is, she left that shit up. She is a brave
Amanda
motherfucker.
Palmer's kitty soul. Oh, kitty pride. How does it feel? What if I said?
How would you feel if I called you a? Oh my god!
Dude, yeah, you're not getting that plaque. You're not getting that plaque for like 2027.
Right. Bro, look, by the time I get that plaque, they'll already owe me another plaque, probably.
Right. Yeah, right.
It's like, well, I guess I ain't getting that. But no, speaking of, yes, she did. Can that be a thing now? Smoke One Kenobi, can we, Phantom Brawler, can we make these a thing? Can we make these a thing? Phantom Brawler brought up the she didn't kitty pride it. That's the thing. We're gonna make that thing. She didn't kitty pride it. She flew too close to the sun. She flew too close.
Yeah. We gotta give flowers to infamous Mike Mahan though. Like that's the source.
Oh yeah. Right.
I'm imagining Mike Mahan being like that one skit on Key and Peele. He's like, oh, I said that. I was
me.
high on pot and noose.
Oh, look,
shit.
I just want to say this. I want y'all to take a look at one thing before I show you the thing that I'm going to show you. I just want you to see just this face. I want you to see this face.
It's
Y'all
just the
see
eyebrows.
It's really the eyebrows.
She's just a regular human being. Just the eyebrows, man. That's crazy how much eyebrows just affect your brain.
Right, dude. It's the windows. It's the windows to the soul. It really is. Like, fuck the eyes.
Yeah.
It's the eyebrows, because that's what you're really looking at.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. I don't know about that, sister. I don't know. Because, like, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you why they're the windows to the soul. They're the windows to the soul because, somebody can, like, have, the most beautiful eyes ever in the history of ever. But, like, if they fuck up their eyebrows, that's all you're going to be looking at. Is all you're going to be looking at. But here, I want to share this. This is a post from her website where she's talking about an instance of the usage of the N-word and her apology for it. She says that last November, I played a show in Paris at the Bataclan.
In Paris too, huh?
Oh, man. It had to be in Paris, huh? Had to be, huh? Interesting. You just
did that
just
shit
went
on purpose.
You did that. Like, look, she didn't say that shit in Oakland. She says,
wait, when did that song come out?
Oh my god,
Kanye's had it come out by then?
I don't know.
Anyways,
maybe it might have shit. But she said, and to honor and address the massacre that took place in the club, I pulled out an old song, Guitar Hero, whose lyrics speak to the sick man mentality that might lead a human to dehumanize and shoot a bunch of other humans. That song, written and recorded after the Columbine school shootings in 2007-2008, contained the N-word. No, also, because this isn't some news article. This is her. This is a blog post, basically. I love how she had to put it in parentheses. Like, she couldn't stop at N-word. She was like, no, I want y'all to know exactly what variety of it I said, just because I don't want y'all to think I use the hard R. Which, I mean, I guess I appreciate that. But it's like, it just don't make it any better. Like it don't make it any better. But, she used the NIGGA, soft A, coming from the mouth of the song's deranged fictional shooter, because this is one of those songs where the song is from the perspective of someone other than the singer.
Right.
And she says, and I chose to leave the lyric in when I performed it in Paris. I've said it numerous times now, but to be crystal clear, it was a stupid and insensitive mistake, one that I've been examining and grappling with since that day in Paris.
I feel like,
look, no. I want to address it. Yeah, look. Let me. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
And she's lying.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You've been struggling. You probably lost sleep. You probably haven't slept since. Haven't had a wink of sleep.
Look, it's just like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you haven't, you say you haven't lost any sleep? I wonder why. I wonder why with those fucking eyebrows.
I've been awake this whole time.
Right? Like I've lost so much sleep. No, you haven't. Stop. But no, I'm sorry. I have to go to that one just because it's so wild to me. But I will say this. I'll say this much. If I learn that a non-black person use the N-word, soft A or hard R does not matter.
Really?
Soft A or hard R does not matter. If I learn that they have done this, and they come to me and they say, and here I want to make sure I have our quote up here. Wait, it says, "It was a stupid and insensitive mistake. You can stop there." Because now you've already told me that you're sorry. You told me that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
But when you start telling me, oh, I've been examining and grappling with this since that fateful
lying.
day,
you're lying. Yeah.
Dude, don't look.
Yeah.
Lie to Neil. Don't lie to me. Okay?
That's right.
Lie to your
right.
ex-husband. Don't lie to me.
You didn't examine, like, if anything, I would be, if I imagine the most honest answer would be, you probably annoyed of hearing it so much damn times. Like, oh my God. I'm gonna say something controversial and brave.
Man.
And this is something that I get in trouble for. Right. Hopefully I'm still on Nerds of Culture after this. Hopefully y'all don't hate me.
wait. Hold, look, wait. Let me brace myself. All right, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Now, disclaimer: still wrong, still the N-word. But nobody else feels like, and I'm not black. I've already said it a million times. I've said it a million times, so I understand that. But whenever somebody says, "Man, they said the N-word," and you're like, "They did what?" Like, yeah, they said the N-word. I'm like, God, that's fucking crazy. And you find out it's the A, still wrong, still
right.
Fuck her. Isn't it kind of like, oh, I thought she said the ER. The ER would have been crazy.
Hey, I'm not going to hold you.
It's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different. It's not the same.
It's not. And I feel like people say it's the same, and I'm like, come on. You're lying. It's not the same.
Also,
it's both wrong. That's the thing. I think that's why people don't want to like say it's different, because then it makes it sound like, well, they're allowed to say it sometimes. No, still never allowed to say it. No. Still get your ass knocked out. Cool. I'm gay. Whatever. I'm okay with all of that. It's still not the same.
Because I'm gonna tell you why I have this opinion. I'm gonna tell y'all why I have this opinion. Because one, I feel is rooted in a sense of
hate.
Abject hate, like actual venomous hate. The hard R, like if a white person tells me that, hey, Blerd, look, I feel I have to come clean with you. I said the N-word. My response, my first response is typically going to be, nigga?
Yeah.
That's going to be my first response. Be like,
I might start to slap you, but please tell me it was with the A at least.
Right? Like, it's like, look, I mean, because here's the thing. The difference is going to be me slapping you upside the top of your head. Or me like just completely cutting
you out.
Yeah, like you're cut off. You are incommunicado. All of the assassins are coming out of the woodwork to come get you. Like that's the difference. Like, because to me, the hard R is different. Hold your hand
out. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hold your hand out.
Hold your hand out. Come here.
You gave me some PTSD like a motherfucker. Wow, I haven't heard that shit in a minute.
Bro, I'm sitting here like, hand.
Hold your hand out. You better not move it. You better not move your hand.
Be like,
damn.
But that's the thing. It's wild to me that, people like don't get me wrong. Okay, are you sorry? Cool, be sorry. But also, I'm gonna say something so controversial and yet so brave that I also feel like if you tell me you used the soft A, I'm gonna look at you and say, well, don't be sorry.
Fix that shit.
Be better.
Yeah, fix that shit.
Stop saying it. Like
that's like ignorance. Yeah. It's like you're a dumbass. Like why would you do that? Like, do you not understand what that means? Right. And yada 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 yada.
You can be sorry all you want.
Nobody makes a mistake with the ER.
Right. No, nobody.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not a mistake. That was you.
Yeah. You can get too comfortable and say the A. You can be like, oh, maybe too many people gave you the pass in your life and you say the A. And you think you're cool when you're not that cool, right? but nobody says the ER with any kind of ignorance or tone deafness. That's hate. They want you dead.
Yes.
That's KKK lynch hate.
That's like,
and that's why I'm always like, yeah.
Yeah, we wish we still owned you types of hatred.
That's right.
We wish we could still have you swinging from a fucking tree hatred. That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna say, like, you know, all bullshit aside, like, I still think it's stupid. I still think that, like,
100%.
Because I like I said, I want to take it back to, you know, her apology, just because she says, "I'm sorry that I did it. I have changed, and that word will get cut from the song. I can't pull the song from the digital shelves because I don't own the master. It's owned by the record label. But certainly any future performances or recordings of the song won't include the word." Okay, all right, that's cool, because I get the situation. You can't make the label do some shit that they don't want to. But I will say this. One thing I will actually say, where I think that you're kind of showing me you're not trying to be better, you can still make that request.
True.
You can still make that request. But, you know, hey, that's another story altogether.
Kevlar Koala, respect. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay. You know, sometimes I give opinions and it's like, sometimes I give opinions and if you disagree with me, we'll just argue all day.
Yeah,
sometimes I give opinions and if you disagree, I'm like, I'll take that.
I mean, I get it. I recently had to have, this is not the first, but the second sit-down conversation with my daughter about the usage of the N-word and, you know, whether or not it is something that is okay for her to say. Because, you know, she has, you know, because you kind of, to go back to the shit people said about me in regards to my NYX video, talking about, Blerd, what do you know about being black? You live in an all-white neighborhood. Okay, first off, incorrect. Incredibly, first off, loud and wrong at the same time.
NYX?
The NYX comic, that takes place in New York. The X-Men comic, basically, it's a spin-off X-Men title, takes place in New York. But I made a comment about the way two white writers depicted two black X-Men characters who have never really interacted very often before, and making one of their first notable interactions them fighting each other. Like beating each other up, like instead of having a conversation, which I thought was incredibly problematic. And there were some people who
That's definitely not what happens. There's a head nod, there's an introduction, where you're from.
Like
you go straight to fighting.
Yeah, it was like okay, hands. It was like, this isn't Ninja Kamui. Stop that.
Yeah.
But no, because my daughter has, you know, she has friends that live in our neighborhood, people who literally live to the left, to the right, and across from us. Because, you know, our neighborhood is, you know, I'll tell you what, it's not an all black neighborhood. It's a mostly black and Latino neighborhood, because we actually have like most of our neighbors on our street are black, with the exception of, like, if they're not black, they are either like Mexican, Puerto Rican, or Dominican or something like that. And then we also have like, there's like the one white neighbor on our street. The one white neighbor who largely keeps to himself. Actually, that's a lie. He's nosy as fuck. I keep to myself because I don't like talking to him. But that said, you know, we were talking about, because I forget what it was going on. I think we were watching like Key and Peele or something like that, and, you know, the N-word comes up. And, you know, she was talking about, she was like, yeah, some of my friends like say it a lot. And I was like, and she was like, I said, let me ask you a question.
She means like non-black friends?
No. These are all black friends.
Got it.
But, you know, she was like, and she was even talking about like at school too. And I was like, I said, well, let me ask you this. I was like, do you say it? And she was like, no. And I'm taking her at her word, because by and large, my daughter, her first inclination is not to lie.
I mean, she wouldn't have a reason to, right?
Right.
Would you be mad at her?
No. And I even told her.
So
as
she
much.
knows that.
Yeah. Like because I told her, I said, yeah, it's a word you're probably not used to hearing a lot, you know, in our house, because I was like, it's not to say I don't say it, but I just don't say it all the time. It's not a word that, like, I don't say it like every single time I open my mouth or when I refer to somebody else, it's like, it's usually a word I say, like just every, like here on the show, like I'll put it like this. Everyone who's been following this channel for a long time, you know how often or how little I say it. That's about how much I say it out in the world. That's about how often it comes up in the world. It's not a common, thing that I just throw around. A lot of times I sometimes even just say it to be funny for shock value.
I am Gregor D. That's what's up.
Bruh.
Look at that. Look
out
at that
here.
over there.
Out here. This is the type of shit I like to see, man.
Hey, I gotta gift this up.
Hey, look at you. Look at you. Also, here, let's go take a look at this. Man, dude, out here just gifting 5 subs, just out here.
Yeah.
Hooking everybody up. I love to see it. Also, shout out to Don Thessienheim with the $2 super chat. Says, I can't just leave off the R's. I guess. Well, I mean, look. I'll just say this much. For me, and I'm going to tell you right now, your mileage is going to vary with other people. Your mileage is going to definitely vary with other people. I know people sometimes can have a past. I will tell you this much. As long as your past is not your present or your future, I generally do not judge. I'll be the first one to tell you, I used to have some really fucked up views when I was like younger. Nothing that I think is like absolutely abhorrent, but I mean, like, I wasn't the most forward thinking person ever on the face of the planet. I will definitely say that there was probably a time where I was a bit more crusty, a bit more ashy. Not quite like Dr. Umar. Like, I was never like a 5%er or like a or anything like that. But like, I probably used to have some very different views about blackness. and I don't anymore. Because, you grow the fuck up. But that's the thing. You try to be a better version. You try to be the best version of yourself, better today than you were yesterday, and better tomorrow than you were today. And I only worry about the people who are still their past selves.
Especially when they're our age. Like,
dude, there's a
whole culture out there. This is something I always got to explain to people. I'm like, and I've talked about this before here and on Left Face, where in the Northeast there's a subculture of black and Latin people, and I hate saying it like that because like it's black and Latin people. Anyways, but you guys know what I mean. Where it's like, where I'm like, look, if you're not from there, just trust me, okay? They all say the N-word.
Oh,
no
yeah.
And not just Afro-Latinos, non-black Latinos.
Yep.
It's just part of the culture. And I used to say it all the time. And then once I joined the Air Force, it wasn't that big of a deal. But then like probably around like, as I start approaching 2010s, people are like, oh, you say that? And I'm like, say what? And then I'll do that thing. I'm like, nah, see, like I'm not from New York, but my family's in New York and my parents are from New York. So like, I just like, a lot of that same kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you don't know me. And then I started like really, it was processing. And I'd be like, well, I'm not in New York anymore. First of all, I mean, I never was, but I'm not in New York. And should I be like, maybe I should.
Right,
and you start really, and that's what growing up is. It's like, okay, maybe if I never left New York, then I was, I don't know. I don't know who I would be if I never, didn't leave. But it was like, that's when you have to grow up. You have to be like, okay, nah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not black, so I'm not gonna say it. So why? It's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? It's not like why. It's not like I have to. But you're right. You sit there and you reflect and you go, all right, how do I become a better person? How do I become better than I was yesterday? And it's like the people who sit there and like, I don't even know how people our age, middle-aged dudes, middle-aged people, they get this stereotype of like, they're stuck in their ways. You'll never change. I'm like, man, isn't that sad? That's fucking sad as fuck that that's the stereotype, because like really, we should be the ones changing the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so far removed from the youth now, you know what I mean? From a 21, 22-year-old that we should be seeing all kinds of changes that we need to be making.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I will say this, because I think I just saw someone ask, I think this is Jasper D says, can I get a TLDR of what Neil is in hot water for? Just scroll back. Just scroll back.
The VODs are live. We don't hide the VODs, and so you can put it up.
You can most certainly. But I'll give you this much. 2 words: sexual assault. There you go.
Yeah, 100%. Nerd large seems to change. Even Fat Joe's getting checked for that now. Are people from New York checking them though? Because
that is the question. That is the question.
Yeah, I would say that by and large, and that's where I really had to wake up, because it wasn't like black people are having a problem with me saying it was like, I'm sorry, white people. It was like other black people. And it was not even like mean. It was nobody was trying to check me on it. It was just kind of like, oh.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'll be like, like, well, you never heard it. And then I realized, I'm like, bro, a lot of people, their only experience with people who look like me are like Mexicans, or like people who aren't in like the culture. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh.
Which.
Oh, I see.
is wild to me too, because like I think you and I've talked about this before, like even in regards to like that sort of thing, like generally speaking, I don't even so much as bat an eyelash if I hear like someone that's Puerto Rican or Dominican say it.
Yeah.
And largely
there's something to be in the Caribbeans. Mexicans, you can't say it though.
No. Like case, like if someone that is just flat out just straight up Mexican, ain't no Afro, Latino, nothing in there, no Afro Mexicana, nothing like that. You gonna get that paste picante sauce.
Slap out your hand.
You'd be like, I'd be like, New York City. No, like
New York City. Get a rope.
Get a rope.
Man,
But
that man.
Yeah,
They used to have commercials like that. Get a rope.
Yeah, get a rope.
That's wild.
And that was a joke. That was the closing line of the commercial.
Yeah.
That'd be the closing
They
line
were
of the
gonna
commercial.
lynch him for liking the wrong salsa, from liking salsa from New York City.
New York City. Ain't that about a bitch? But correction, Jasper. Multiple. Add multiple to that. So multiple.
Before we close out, let's close this out by saying this much. Amanda Palmer knew about 14 of them when the last one, the nanny, the one that's like that's the spearhead of this whole bomb, came out, went to her and said, yeah, I've heard people complain. There's been about 14 other girls that have complained about this too. We don't know who are those 14. A few more have come out now. I had to look it up because I'm like, wasn't there something that had to do with like she was providing the girls? No. The one, what's her name? Something Vitch or
Pavlovich.
Pavlovich.
Yeah.
She said she felt like she was offered up to Neil Gaiman by Amanda Palmer.
Yes,
because Amanda Palmer set that up,
right?
And said, "Hey, go watch my son. Neil Gaiman's going to be busy," and set her up for that, and that's what she felt like. So,
and I honestly. Rightfully so. I would say rightfully so.
There you go, Raythex. There it is right there. There you go. Straight from the source. I'm black and I'm from New York, and Latinos, specifically Puerto Rican, Dominicans. Yeah. One thing I will say, though, I will say this much. One thing I wish more Dominicans and Latinos that are not, I'm not going to give them, I understand the nature of subculture, and I understand the nature of being black and Latino in New York City. But one thing I wish they would do is, and I think it's projection because I wish I had, and I feel embarrassed now. When you leave New York and you're not in your home anymore, maybe stop if you're not black You know what I'm saying? If you're Afro-Latino or whatever, if you're black, you're like. But if you leave New York, how about you fucking just stop, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you look like J-Lo, maybe you don't say it, huh?
No. Like you need to. It's kind of like it literally it is kind of like that Key and Peele skit where it's like, oh hey, we got the app, and the app tells you on a scale of like if you can say it, if you got this
There's
much
a Blackish scene about that too.
Yeah.
There's a Blackish. You see that one? The Blackish scene where he's like talking about which Latinos could say it and which ones
right.
can't.
it's like. I don't know. But I mean, but yeah, no, that is one thing I will definitely say. That's one thing I'll definitely say is if I lived in either like Cali or New York, like especially, I already don't question it here in Memphis. But like if I lived in New York or Cali, wouldn't even think twice about it. I'd be like, whatever, I don't care. But to get us to the other.
Yeah.
To the other stuff, we did get man, finally, we're eating, y'all. We're eating. We're gonna be eating. March 4th. It is going down.
Do you know how happy I am to get a fucking announcement that's dope, that's not 2027 or some shit?
Or better yet, some just some shit that's like, hey, this is coming out in like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Just a couple months. All you gotta do is wait a couple of months. You wait a couple of months, baby, and we good, baby. And I'll be the first to tell you, man. This trailer, it's lit.
It's so lit.
It's lit.
Hey, Wraith, swing by Left Face tomorrow. I'll be live at 8:00. We'll talk about it.
he's like, oh, I just wait for this.
Hey, because you know what? They're right.
Not wrong.
Wraith is right. But I will tell you this much. I've seen people of the Black diaspora do the same thing, where I got a neighbor. He's moved now. From Sudan. Sent. From Africa.
From the motherland.
And that motherfucker won't say he's black. He's Sudanese.
You know, I have caught that. I actually have caught that sometimes. Like
anti-blackness is a bitch, man. It's a disease. It's a cancer.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's the I know black poppy meta. Well, Wraith X is talking about here. Talking about the Latinos who say the N-word. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm like this, dude. Because actually, I was looking this up today to literally talk about the thing that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. Because you're talking about Wraith X talking about acknowledging their black and African heritage. All the time, not part of the time. There's something I'm going to talk about here when we get into this trailer that almost is perfectly teed into what Wraith X is saying.
Okay.
I almost did it. I almost made a little video about it. I may still. I don't know. I still have mixed feelings about the situation, but we'll get into that here in a moment.
Okay.
So Daredevil, Born Again. He born again. And
he is risen.
He is risen.
That's what I wish they'd made.
Matt has died. Matt has risen. Matt will come again. I can say that. I used to be Catholic. I can make that joke. I used to be Catholic. It's okay. It's okay. Argue with your priest. Don't argue with me. But I want to go back to the top of this. One of the things that I thought was pretty cool about this is that, and actually this was in the initial sizzle reel that we looked at like some weeks ago. But I never paid any real like actual attention. But like you see here, you see Daredevil putting hands on somebody. And it's like, oh man, who's this goofy looking dude in the suspenders? Yeah, he's got suspenders on and got the skull cap on. What's this all about?
Well, if you're watching Blerd Without Fear's shorts, you would know.
You would, because you know what? Yeah, you know what? If y'all on YouTube, y'all watched it. Y'all watch on fan base? Man, fan base doing your boy dirty as hell, man.
Man,
Dude,
fan base out there giving 2 views.
2 views, man. Dude.
Oh, shit.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it, y'all. See, this is what happened when we support black-owned business. I'm joking. Just
Fan base, the new Black Sands.
right, bruh. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, dude. That shit. I'm not gonna lie. That fucked with me all day. I'm not even gonna hold you. That shit fucked with me all day. It sat with me all day. I will not. I'm not even bullshitting. But that said, one thing that I thought was really neat about this, and actually let's
Weren't you gonna say something about the first scene?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to.
Okay.
So one of the things that I never thought about this before until like, this trailer came up, because we've been seeing some of the graffiti and spots in that sizzle reel, and then seeing the graffiti, seeing the goofy looking guy, all that stuff. And then, we cut forward. Let's see. I think it's like right around in. Yep, here we go, right here.
Yeah.
Then we get to this motherfucker right here. And I was like, son of a bitch. It's him. It's that motherfucker. I was like, oh, I totally understand the assignment now. So for those who don't know, these are one and the same. This is Muse, for those who do not know. So Muse is a character who was large and in charge during the Charles Soule run, which oddly enough is funny because it was during the Mayor Fisk story arc, or the time where Wilson Fisk was mayor of New York. So it actually makes sense. Like, I even kind of got into it with somebody on Threads earlier today about this. They were talking about how, MCU so mid, but I'm only really going to be checking this out because or whatever. I think it was, I can't remember what they were saying, because it's adapting Devil's Reign. I was like, you do realize this isn't Devil's Reign. I was like, I think you have recency bias. I was like, this is Mayor Fisk. This is Mayor Fisk's Charles Soule run, not the Chip Zdarsky run. I was like, this shit was literally being filmed when Devil's Reign was coming out. This shit was literally being filmed when Devil's Reign was like actively being released. But that's neither here nor there. Point of the matter is, who is this guy? What is his deal? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what they're gonna do with this cat. So, for those who don't know, this guy, his powers are weird. He is, for all intents and purposes, superhumanly strong, superhumanly durable. But he has like a weird byproduct of his powers. He can like channel sensory information like through himself and kind of does
it. Absorbs it.
Yeah, like it just comes into himself.
Like a void, right? Or some shit like that.
Like he becomes like this literal blank space where like people like Daredevil would not be able to see him. And you can kind of like see, like this is like here, like you can kind of see a little bit of this where he's like, and it's not, it's like, it's everything. It's visual, it's auditory, it's, olfactory, everything, all the senses. He absorbs that energy. I don't know if the MCU is equipped to depict something like this. Like, yeah, right? It's like a weird power. Like it's a strange and unusual
I like
power.
Powers that I could play with, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about it's a comic book, so why are you thinking too hard about it? Blah blah blah. I like thinking too hard about things. But this power is like, how would that work? Like, yeah, like, does vibrations not come off your body anymore? Does light
or
not
something
bounce
like
off
it,
your
right?
body anymore?
Yeah.
When your armpits stink, like you just suck in all the bacteria farts. Like, what's happening?
Right. It's just it's funny to me. It is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that it's that void where like Daredevil in the comics, that's how he beats him. Which is funny because that's literally how we find black holes.
Right.
we look wait, so there's an effect here. There's an effect happening. There should be something there. There isn't anything there. That's a black hole.
Well, the funny thing about it too is the fact that like this guy, like his big thing, the thing that like I think kind of set him apart from like a lot of other stuff was that going back and remembering him as a character, he didn't really show up a lot over the course of the Charles Soule run. Like he would pop in, he was like around for a little bit, and then he dipped for a bit, and he came back, dipped, came back, like he was just kind of in and out. I don't know if this guy's gonna have superpowers in the MCU. I mean, it would be really easy for them to just say he's a mutant and be done with it, even though, like, in the comics, he's stated to be someone who is not a mutant. He's considered a human mutate, technically. But, which is someone who got their powers after the fact. After the fact of being birthed. They weren't born with them. Something happened that caused them to get those powers. But they never tell you what that was.
Can regular people see him when he does his powers?
I feel like they can because
so his powers only works for people like Daredevil and bats?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's like
and dolphins.
It's like the weirdest powers. Well, I will say this. He was easily able to sneak up on certain people. So I imagine it's kind of not just Daredevil, but like because there were moments where he was able to creep up on people who were like trained by the Hand. So I think like, and not just Daredevil, but like other characters. So I think it actually goes a bit deeper than that. But the thing I find of note is that, the character who he is the most intrinsically linked to is not in this show, at least not that we know of. And that's a character by the name of Blind Spot.
Yeah.
There's a character by the name of Blind Spot who
he makes him live up to his name.
Yeah, he makes it. Some of you may. That's so fucking terrible. But it is so fucking true on so many levels. But no, there was a character that was introduced. You'll see him right here. His name was Blind Spot. He wasn't actually blind at the time, though, which was what was so wild about him as a character. But, like, eventually they got to a point where, obviously he's encountering, he encounters Muse. And Muse gouges his eyes out.
He did a Three Stooges on his ass.
He's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. He, like, got him. And, like, took them shits.
Hey, you like how I made that joke as if like I know this comic and I read it before, but really I just watched your video?
I mean, honestly, I respect that.
Like, yeah,
wait,
that's crazy.
Where'd you watch it? Where did you watch it on Fanbase or did you watch it on YouTube?
Oh, probably fan base. I think I was one of the two views.
You were one of the two? Okay, all right. Base. That's base. That's my guy out here. But no, he for real made this motherfucker blind for real. Like he said, no, he said, you know what? He's like, I don't like the idea. Yeah, he's like, I don't like that you're calling yourself Blind Spot. I think that, I think that's problematic because clearly you can see. So let me help you out with that, pimp. Bam, got you. Get up out of here.
Yeah.
But no, so that's his claim to fame. I don't know if he's taken anybody's eye sockets on this show or what's going to happen with him. Honestly, you know what my fear for this character is? That he's not going to be a big deal on the show. I feel like he's just going to be a dude that's just there.
You don't think he's going to be one of the big bads?
Nah, I don't think so. I get this impression that he's just there. Like, he's going to be a thing that just gets dealt with while he's a B plot is what I feel he is. I don't think he's an A plot villain, basically.
Which would be shitty because if that's the way it comes out, then they're doing that thing that is, I feel, is getting really fucking common these days, which is making a trailer that ends up not being like the show that you want to watch, Like,
well, and also not trusting audiences to be able to accept fantasy, like high fantasy concepts. Like this guy is, don't get me wrong, he's a high fantasy concept, a guy whose powers that when he absorbs sensory information, he just kind of disappears. It's like, oh wow, that's a crazy power. Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, let's be perfectly frank here. This is a show based on a fucking comic book. You can, like people are going to just go with it because let's use this example. Fucking walking talking tree, walking talking raccoon.
Yeah.
If people could get jiggy with that, I'm just saying.
If anybody can do it, that's the part that kind of gets me about some of these things. And I can't remember. I was talking about one of the characters. I think maybe it was Taskmaster, but sometimes they choose. Falcon. Like I'm like, why didn't they let him have powers? Like, we got a fucking whole ass Hulk. We have a Hulk. We have Loki. We have Asgardian gods. We have all these shits. Like, nah.
Bird telepathy is weird.
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's like they literally looked at this motherfucker and said, nah.
So
wait, he talks to birds?
If we don't give him some powers, yeah.
Wait a minute, birds.
That's right.
Like they're not like special birds. Nah. So
but sir, we have a talking tree. Yeah. Talking trees are cool.
Yeah.
Nobody could talk to birds.
Look, they're like, wait a minute, wait, birds? Like you mean you okay? No, you mean like actual falcons? No, I'm like all kinds of birds, like even mockingbirds and like blue jays and robins and stuff. And it's like,
oh man.
So like he can't. He
I was just calling some friends.
Yeah.
By the way, whenever fucking people like this do this shit, like Aquaman. That's so fucked up. And you know who addressed this perfectly? The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Every time the Deep does that shit, the animal that he's helping him gets fucked up.
Yes.
How many of those birds are gonna get whacked, whatever they're about to go do?
Well, it's really something that I think deserves the commentary. Yeah, because okay, the idea of Sam Wilson talking to birds, yeah, it's a little weird. But it's not the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
No.
And also,
especially if you tweak it to be like, oh, I influenced them or whatever the fuck. Yeah. I mean, we have mental powers like Jean Grey and shit, so
it's because I think even DC Comics did that shit where they're like, I think during the Jeff Johns run they kind of flipped it a little bit to be like, oh, Aquaman doesn't talk to fish, he compels them.
That's
he compels them to do a thing that he may want them to do. Like it's not it's not like he plays dice with the fish. He plays dice with the fish. This is it. This is actually it right here. This is actually the very thing I was just talking about. Here, I'll pull this up.
Yeah.
But it was like he says, he's like, fish don't talk. The brains are too primitive to carry on a conversation. I reach into their midbrains, telepathically push them to help me out. Squids, sharks, eels, it's all the same. Dolphins are another story. Easy. That's how you do that shit. You handle that shit and move on.
If this writer was on his shit, he would have put octopus and squids in with the dolphins because those motherfuckers are actually smart.
Yes.
I was reading some shit and not like in science fiction sort of way. It's just look at transpermia, Google transpermia one of these days. But it's one of the theories of how life might have gotten here. And and there's a theory. I don't know how established it is that the cephalopods are one of the most intelligent life forms that came here through transpermia and the creation of Earth. It was they're super fucking smart, taking off the lids and shit, way smarter than dogs and stuff. Yeah.
No, I think it's kind of wild that it's nature is. I don't know, man. Nature's wild. The shit that exists out there that we don't even think about. It's like, what if? Yeah, what actually, what if? I will say this, as for the rest of it, it's all pretty standard fare as far as the things that it shows. It's not really telling us a whole heap of a lot. It just tells us that, Kingpin and Daredevil, they still got beef, but they're being civil. They're
Punisher in there.
Yeah, we got and thing is, Punisher was the worst kept secret. Like Punisher was the worst kept secret because like John Bernthal let that shit slip like 5 ever ago. Like that shit got out the weeds like 5 ever ago. But what I was actually really happy about, and I think it's like right around in here. It's like right towards the end, I think, or somewhere in here. Probably. Who knows? Also, dude, that dude's leg is fucked. I just want to put that out there. That leg is fucking. Also, dude, I love how
his arm too. Yeah.
I this shit right here had me smiling ear to ear. But I'm gonna tell you what I think is so hilarious about this is that it's, if you know anything about Daredevil, you know he's blind. That motherfucker can't see color, so it don't really matter what color those fucking helmets are.
Right.
But I appreciate the fact that he has all the different color helmets. Like, I also appreciate that it looks like he has 2 different red ones. But he's got the silver joint, he's got the chrome joint, he's got the yellow joint, he's got the black joint. I'm here for all of it. Like 100% here for all of it. But the fact that like it's like, he literally cannot see color. Like, even for his radar sense, he cannot see color. Everything's fucking red or dark blue, depending on who's the artist, drawing it at the time or whatever. But here, I want to go back to this. Just like, I want to look at the place where, also, by the way, here.
White Tiger is in there.
Oh, no. I wanted to look at this motherfucker. That motherfucker that's probably the dude. That's probably the dude. That's probably Muse right there. Like, just walking around having like a normal day-to-day life. They usually sneak shit like that in there for situations like this. But no, to go back to it, we'll get to White Tiger here in just a sec. I do want to point out, where did he go? Because we're just looking at him. Here he is, right? Is this him right here? Yeah, there's our boy, Will Bethel, out here. The Bullseye, back.
Yep.
Love to see it. Love that he's walking again. Because he got flung. He got flung pretty hard.
Talking about overthinking powers, I remember having a back and forth with my uncle, like to the point where I was annoying the fuck out of him when I was little, and talking about this dude's powers right here.
Oh, I'm Bullseye.
I'm like, anything. He's like, yeah, anything. I'm like, cotton ball. And he's like, yep. He would. I'm like, how? He'll throw it so hard it gets stuck in your throat or something. Like he can, like, I'm like, what about like 1 grain of sand? Like I'll be like, yes, man, it's a comic book.
Well, see, here's the fucked up part though about Bullseye is that his shit ain't even a fucking power. He's just good.
I thought it was. I thought really?
I think they did do a thing later where like he did have like original Bullseye was just a dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he got abilities like later, but like originally it was just motherfucker was that good. But
so like a Hawkeye with throwing shit.
Basically, yeah. Matter of fact, when they did the whole Dark Reign thing, they were like, "Oh, hey, Bullseye, you're Hawkeye now." So it's like, okay, cool.
There you go.
But to go back to it, let me see if I can actually find this part right here. With the whole no wait. I think it's somewhere in here. Actually, here's the thing this is the one that actually kind of caught me. Is this part right here. This is why I'm kind of the belief that this dude is not really going to be hanging around as much as people probably want him to.
Because he's already fucking him up right here.
Yeah, he's already eating this dude's lunch already. Though I will say, it does look like he's not exactly easily defeating the guy. I'll give him that. But to go to the other thing, it was we got Punisher, who looks like he has been on hard times. I'll be honest with y'all, I never could finish that Punisher season 2, so I could not tell you what the fuck is going on with this dude, so y'all are better off than I am. I could not get through Punisher season 2 to save my life.
I liked him. I'm glad he's a Punisher. It was dope. The aesthetics are dope. I was just kind of like, this dude stays getting his ass whooped.
Oh yeah.
Isn't he supposed to be like win? Like when is he gonna become the Punisher? Because this dude's getting worked.
He's getting the brakes beat off his head. Well, I mean, it was weird because so this is what they did. They booked him strong, in Daredevil season 2. Daredevil season 2, he was booked strong. He was beating the brakes off Matt.
Okay.
But then when he got to his own show, it was like, it got weird. Like, we got to his own show, it was like...
stabbed, shot, broken, like, what are you doing?
I was like, fuck this guy up. It's like, what is this? Shane is all I see. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I just, like, honestly, I'm waiting for him to do the Shane thing, like the... I'm waiting for him to do the ball head thing. Like, I wait for him to just, like, turn around and just be like... He does that, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm like, all right, cut this shit off.
Just don't let him around your wife. That's all I'm saying.
and that's it. And that's in any show. Because I actually thought it was kind of, I will say, if there's any one complaint I had about The Punisher season 1, which I actually did like, I did not like that aspect of that show where he was like trying to act like he was flirting with old boy's wife, with Micro's wife. Because they were like estranged or whatever, like as he was in hiding. And it's like, I was like, dude, man, leave that man's wife alone. This dude's already kind of struggling, dude. I was like, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Comic book Frank wouldn't do that. I was like, comic book Frank wouldn't even like play like that. He's too singular minded. But
yeah, he's too like worrying about who he's gonna murder next.
Right. Also,
did you see that? Did you see that? Do you see the Times, the Times Square?
Oh wait, are you talking about watching, like right here where they?
So they got the Rogers.
Oh yeah. Well, you got the Rogers, but you've also got the sign for Luke Cage's.
That's right. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It looks like Luke Cage might be, if that's an Easter egg.
Yeah, because
you got the green bottle from Hulk.
Yeah, there's a lot of little teeny tiny shit like in here, like. I'm positive there's probably some more in here somewhere if you just kind of know. If you just kind of know where to look. But
up above the Happy New Year's is the Pim Dine logo, like over to the right.
Oh yeah. Which like about like
No, keep going right. Then in the corner, keep going.
Oh, over here. Yeah. Over here. Yep. And then there's also the thing that I was actually probably more excited about than any of this stuff, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this stuff was kind of like, well, duh. Like when they did the whole thing where they like when they showed that, you know, Foggy and Karen Page were back, I was like, yep, duh, that's fine. I was like, I'm happy to see them, but none of this is a shock to me. None of these two people, neither of these two people are going to turn down the bag. Okay, let's just be honest. To me, it was is when we actually got to have. Let's see, I think it's in here somewhere. We got to have our first look. Got to have our first look at a guy who's no longer with us. Kamar De Los Reyes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
This is the guy.
I forgot he died.
Yeah, he died in 2023. I think it was lung cancer, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
So yeah, that's him. That's like the one shot. And I'll be honest with you, this is the clearest shot I think we actually get of him in the whole trailer, because he died shortly after filming. His death came shortly after he finished filming his scenes for the show.
Oh, so he'll still be in it.
He'll still be in it. He's still in it.
Got it.
But this is where is a relatively big but. The problem is that we're not going to see this guy again, most likely, because while yes, he is playing White Tiger. And we do get to see I think this is the scene I think everybody's kind of been getting hype about, is him in the costume. So they're kind of going with the low tech. They're going with and this is kind of where I have a little bit of issue with what they're doing. They're doing the low tech thing with him, which that's fine. Yeah, whatever. And it also seems like he's not going to have any powers. And the reason why I say that, and I'm being a comic book nerd here, is that under normal circumstances, the power of the White Tiger is conferred upon a person because of the necklace that he is wearing. However, he is missing two pieces of it. There are 3 pieces to the amulet. It's the head there, and there's 2 paws that go along with it. As a matter of fact, if you look here, you look at this guy's neck. There's supposed to be some paws that go with that, and the paws give him his powers. It's basically Black Panther, just instead of heart-shaped herb, necklace. Black Panther smoke a little weed. White Tiger, he got to put his gold chain on.
Yeah,
You got to put the bling on. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the thing that I'm kind of having some issue with, and I saw some people talk about this online. I think I saw Black Gay Comic Geek talk about this on Threads, and I don't really disagree with anything he's saying per se. I just think this one's kind of a tough one because at this point we're kind of at the mercy of this. I feel like this was one of those ability over look type castings. I'm saying this because, okay, this is the guy right here, Kamar De Los Reyes. This is a clear shot of him. He is a Puerto Rican actor. Hector Ayala, who is the White Tiger, is a Puerto Rican man. So they got a Puerto Rican guy play Puerto Rican man. So you're probably saying, Blerd, what's the problem? Well, the problem is, and what I've seen some people talk about, not everybody, but I've seen some people talk about, is that this guy isn't dark skinned enough, that he isn't Afro-Latino enough. And I'm willing to give up some of that ground on that because, to be fair, I'm actually going to pull this up for those who may or may not be familiar with the character of White Tiger. When he first appeared in the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu series, back, I think it was like 1975, as it were, White Tiger had a look to him. And what I mean by that is that here, let's here, because Robo, I know you're gonna eat when I pull this up, you're gonna immediately know what time it is. That's him right here.
Oh, damn.
That's him without the mask.
Yeah, that's my dad right there, by the way.
Yeah. he's like,
for real.
he's like, oh shit, dude, my dad.
All right, damn.
Like, damn, dude, that's
That's a whole ass. I almost doxed myself. That's a whole ass my last name.
I was like, oh shit, don't say it. But no, so you look at this guy and you probably think to yourself, man, he looks like he got a little. I mean, because I'll say this, and Robo, I'll let you be the authority on this one, because like I said, I'm not of the diaspora, in that way. But the way I've always kind of thought about you Puerto Ricans was, yes, Latin heritage, yes, but also there's some black in there. And it's different for everybody, I guess, but like,
right.
I was looking at this like breakdown of it, and someone was like saying like, oh, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a lot of people in Puerto Rico have different ideas about what they identify as, and yada yada yada. And I know you've told me
there's a range. There's a range.
Yeah.
There's people who look exactly like you. There's people blacker than you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there's people that are whiter than fucking the whitest person you could think of. So
right.
It is a range. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, like, but like looking at this guy, the way he's depicted here, and here's the thing, we don't really see a lot of White Tiger's face in other comics. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu was one of the main ones where you saw his face with any regularity. And even then, you didn't see his face very often, though I will say this, you do actually get to see his parents. You do actually get to see his parents, and I will say this, and this is where, and here, I want to take a moment to just pull this up, just because I think this is very telling. I think and this is also, ooh man, I'm really gonna fuck y'all's head up, because I'm gonna show you another image. It really comes down to artistic license.
I just sent you 2 pictures.
Oh, thank you.
On Discord, and really the answer is who gives a fuck.
Oh,
and
no, 100%. No. No, okay. So one of the pictures I actually have. So like that's one of the ones right there. I'm gonna pull these up because I want y'all to kind of see what I'm talking about here.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why I think people are perfectly well within their right to be a little pissy about this. First and foremost, though, I do want to bring up his parents. I do want to bring up his parents right quick because we do see his parents in the comic. Now let me kill that because apparently this website just eats up resources or some shit. Okay, so now that we've done that, that's his daddy. That's his daddy. His daddy, you know, take that however you want.
Light skin, whatever it is. Yeah.
He's light skinned.
What's up with all these pictures in black and white?
Well, this was from the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu was a black and white series.
Got it. Okay.
It was 100 it was like back in the day when they would do like, oh, here's a comic with 3 different stories in it. So like there would be like Iron Fist in one part, Shang-Chi in another part, and then White Tiger in the other. So basically, you kind of had different levels of representation, but and there were black people that were involved, but yeah, you know how that goes.
I sent you one more picture.
Oh shit, let's see what's this one. Oh, okay, yeah. So what you're showing me, that's another thing I was about to bring up too.
Yeah,
so,
okay, yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So I just want to say, like, okay, there's his mama. His mom looks like another, light skinned, Latina woman.
Yeah.
But you look at him, that's him right there.
That's right.
He looks I'm sorry, he looks Afro-Latino like a motherfucker. I'm just
100%.
You pull up this image right here, Afro-Latino like a motherfucker. There ain't no way 100%. You're gonna give. But here's the thing: you go back to this one, and this is like the one time I think he showed his face in Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, and he's light bright too. Like he ain't even light bright. That motherfucker
he
just
got
light.
blue eyes. They got motherfucker blue eyes.
He got like so you see where I'm going with this. And I want to take you here just for a moment. Right here, look at this. This is him in Daredevil.
Yeah.
In the Daredevil comics when he
see right there he looks like he can go either way. Like you know people look at me where I go like if I came on here and I introduced myself as Afro Latino, nobody would say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like because and that's the same as him. Like he looks exactly like my brother. My brother doesn't identify as Afro Latino. But you know,
that's early Sammy Sosa. Wait. Why you gotta hit my bands with the Sammy Sosas?
Damn.
I know Black Poppy. I know Black Poppy.
I know Black.
But then like you go here and it's like, okay.
100%. Now he's just black.
This just look, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
This a whole nigga. I'll say it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what's going on?
By the way, there are definitely the thing is like, you know, kind of unrelated. Different countries have different mixes based off of the history of the island, right? So Puerto Rico, having been owned by the United States, is known kind of as being the lighter skin of them just because of how many Americans have come back and forth and white people and shit like that. Panama, if you look at Panama, you could be in New Orleans, straight up. You could be in and it was something that me and my man-eater were talking about because I was always like, I had always said, even when they're dark, I feel like I could tell when they're Latin. And she's like, nah. And we would always have that like, nah, I'm Puerto Rican. I've seen black Latinos, Afro Latinos, like, but I could just feel there's like something that she goes, and she'd always think, bro, we were looking at a documentary on Panama and how it is today, and I was like, I get it now. I'm like, I see. Like these motherfuckers could be Jamaican, Haitian, Panamanian, but they're speaking straight up Spanish, so you can't. You can't tell.
Yeah, you know,
no. Same boat, different port.
Damn, rip. Well, I mean, look. This is me.
I feel like you could. You got that one picture where he's light skin with blue eyes, but every other picture you find,
he looks like a brother.
He's got Afro features. You know what I mean? Afrocentric phenotypes. You know what I mean? Where they give him a broader nose. They give him, Afro textured hair. They give him darker skin, and Yeah, I feel it. I feel it, and I think you know it's legitimate because when we start talking about colorism and anti-blackness, we see this shit time and time again. Where you see people like J-Lo blow up, and you know, and darker Puerto Ricans are not ever presented with the beauty standards. You know, African American community, same thing happens. Well, you know, lighter skinned people and yada yada yada. You know, we've seen you've seen high school pictures of Beyonce.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
How dark she used to be, you know. It's
yeah. Well, I want to actually, I want to highlight this. This is from Jessica Santana. Right here. I want to pull this up. Because I think it's important. It says
oh, there you go.
Yeah, it says I'm Afro Puerto Rican. I'm brown skin. My great grandma looked like a Spanish woman with olive skin, and my great grandpa looks like he's mixed with Cuban and Puerto Rico with brown skin. And that's kind of my point. Like, and I think that's why like you have such a I don't want to say stigma, but why like there's just this bout of some people who see themselves as one way, others who see themselves as something else, because I feel like there are so many different persuasions of Puerto Rican that like you can't really just boil it down into just one thing. But it does always break my heart when I see people who are like, when I see Puerto Rican people who are clearly Afro,
they're black.
Yeah, like you black, and when they have that whole like I get it. Like if you here, let me pull up that. Let me pull up that one. Let me pull up the Jimmy Smits. Let me pull up the Jimmy Smits picture that I had up earlier. Like when you got a motherfucker out here looking like this, I'm like,
Which way? You tell me.
I'm like, look, hey, whichever one you tell me so I know. But if I see your ass pull up, you looking like this, nah, ain't no way, way.
Yeah.
Nah. You are in fact black, Poppy.
Yes, there is a nuanced conversation to have with it. Like Maneater's mom is 100% Afro-Latino. She's Latina. She's like, she shared pictures of her grandma who's black, just straight up a black woman. And so when we met, she was like, yeah, I'm Afro-Latina. And I would give her shit for it. Not in an anti-black kind of way, but in a, you're brown, but you're not black. You're not black. Your hair's straight. And it wasn't, and she would kind of get, we've been together like 11 years now, but like, so this is in the beginning, but she's kind of come around. And here's my thing. Here's what I always tell people. I say, you can identify as whatever you want. But if you, and this was me. This was like I in your early 30s, you're going through this. I was going through the second finding myself kind of thing, and I'm looking at my heritage, and you get the test done, and I'm like 20, 23, like I'm a quarter black. You know what I mean? Like you add up all your shits from where it comes from Africa, and so I said, I'm like, I had to really be honest with myself. I had to go, am I black? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that part of the culture? And if I say I'm not, am I being anti-black? Is it, I mean, I had to really, I'm like digesting it. So I'm trying to, and I landed on not black, but not because of anti-blackness, but because of the way I move through the world. And that is what's key. Like with the way we already know black and white. We already know race is bullshit. Race is fake. It's construct. Right? It is fake, right? It is a social construct. So if it's a social construct, then I don't give a fuck what percentage you are.
Right.
It is how are you treated within that social construct. And I am not going to get the privilege of a white guy. But I sure as shit am not going to get treated the same as you.
Oh,
like, what would the police say you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, that's kind of my like. Look, you getting your head slammed on the car, same as me. That's how I always look at it.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you from here. I'll tell you this from my experience as a 44-year-old dude who was in the Air Force for 23 years. I mean, I lived in Texas. Obviously I live in Georgia now. I've lived in California, Washington. I've lived all over the country. And I promise you, I'm Puerto Rican. I am not white. I am clearly brown. I promise you, I am not treated like a black man. And I try to make that very clear. You know, I don't want to ever co-op shit that's not like, you know, and nobody knows. Like I could say, white people don't, especially white people don't know. I could say like, yeah, I'm the same way. And people are like, oh shit, yeah, he knows what it's like. No, I try to tell people all the time. I'm like, stop. Like I understand racism, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what it's like to be a black man. You know what I mean? Like, that's where that comes in. It's like if I don't walk through the world as a black man, then don't claim it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like those fucking those white girls that are all of a sudden Jewish and non-binary and shit just because you want to be oppressed. It's like, okay.
It's
like come on. You know what I mean? Like you started being Jewish 3 months ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, I'm not gonna pick that up if that's not how I moved through the world.
Well, you know, it's a well. I know this much. I know this much, and this is unequivocal. This dude getting his head slammed on the car.
That's black.
Yeah. This a whole Negro. Okay.
And to bring it to your point,
yeah,
I just want to reiterate on this dude. 9 out of 10 pictures that we're looking up on Google Images are gonna be a dude who is clearly an Afro-Latin dude.
Yes.
And if we already know there's colorism and we already know there's anti-blackness within the Latin community, why the fuck would you take somebody who's clearly Afro-Latino? You know what I mean? In 9 out of 10 depictions, and then pick a dude lighter than me. You know,
right. Well, to me, look, because they looked at you like this. They were like,
yeah. They're like, we're pretty sure he's down at the bottom. I'm like, nah. Catch somebody up in the top half.
Yeah, I need somebody like around in here. Like, no, look. I don't want look. I prefer bone white, but I'll accept Navajo white. I'll accept that. This is probably just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get. Let's try and keep it up here. But now like I said, I don't even blame this guy. I don't even blame this guy for taking the role because I mean he was cast.
Yeah. I mean he got a dark ass forehead.
Well, yeah, it's funny. So I've seen lots of different pictures of this guy. It really, honestly, just kind of depends on what day you catch this guy. Yeah, how
that's
dark?
Me.
Yeah,
that's me. I'm the lightest I've ever been in my life, just because of like ever since I retired. Because when I was in, I'm outside every morning doing PT. I'm running. I'm in exercises, and I'm the lightest I've ever been in my life, just because I spent the last 2 years indoors.
Right.
But yeah, I feel you. There's a that's how you know. That's where that's either from the Tainos or Africa. One of the two is makes you brown as fuck when the sun comes out.
I've seen that in like oh man, I can't remember this woman's name. It was a content creator I follow. I actually haven't seen her content. Well, I don't know if she still makes content, but it was a Indian woman who was always talking. She was talking about colorism in her culture, and she was just talking about how like
huge.
Yeah,
huge.
How
India,
like rampant it is. Yeah, like she was like, yeah, it's rampant.
Really bad because they still have a caste system that lines up with that. For us, it's just prejudice.
Right.
For them, it's like ingrained in their society.
Well, I thought it was hilarious just for no other reason than the fact that like, you know, in a society where everyone's judged based on like their skin tone, I thought it was wild when she was somehow like, yeah, she's like, depending on what time of year it is, I get treated differently. And she was talking about how like, you know, sometimes she is like, she's like during the summer, she's a lot darker. During like the winter, her skin's a lot lighter, and depending on
then you look like spicy white, and then you look exotic, but you're light enough to be, you know, to be fetishized. And then the darker you get, the more you're like,
It's hard to say. It's difficult to say.
Beauty standards are a bitch, man. Beauty standards are a bitch.
They're a motherfucker. They're a motherfucker. But no, but what I will say, like I said, I want to make it clear. I don't blame this guy. I don't blame him. I mean, he's an actor. He's trying to get work. He's trying to play a role. I mean, everybody, a lot of the times in these situations, something that I think doesn't get talked about enough, and it has nothing to do with Latinos, but it has more to do with Asians, is I can't tell you how many times we've watched movies where there are Asian characters who are of a very specific, region
Ethnicity.
and ethnicity, but are played by actors who are not that ethnicity, but they just happen to be Asian. Like I can't tell you how many times we have watched movies and seen characters that are supposed to be Chinese, but are actually played by Japanese characters or Korean people or vice versa. It happens all the time. More, and honestly, it doesn't happen as much now, but it still happens.
No, it 100%. Yeah. You know why? Because the only thing these people give a fuck about is money, right? And as long as white people stay 78 and 79% of the United States, you know what I mean, and all of Europe, damn near, it's like, then they, like, hey, can white people tell? That's the litmus. Can white people tell?
Right? Yeah, no, 100%.
No? Okay, I don't give a fuck. Don't tell me. Oh shit! Liberal white people are starting to listen. Right, liberal and left are starting to listen to marginalized people. So now it's affecting the bag. So whenever we get mad about Scarlett Johansson, all the liberal and left white people are also mad in solidarity. I'm not watching it. Well, god damn it! Now we got to start fucking casting correctly. We can't cast Scarlett Johansson as Asian anymore.
They're like, man, they look at you and be like, so you mean I have to throw this away? No, you can keep it.
You don't have to throw it away. You just got to use it correctly.
Yeah, you just got to use it.
If the person's on the bottom, then fucking cast somebody on the bottom.
Not all the way at the bottom, though, right?
Yeah, no.
He's like,
okay. Don't get crazy.
Woo, you scared me, man. I thought I was like, oh man. I was like, okay, man, good. No, man, because I really didn't want to hire any darkies. But I'm joking. But no, I just want to point out. No. There is one thing I did want to say. Because this actually goes back to what we were talking about. You want to talk about people. You want to talk about people getting the short end of the stick. You want to talk about people getting the short end of the stick. Something that I personally thought was incredibly wild is that, okay, under normal circumstances in black and white comics, like I said, it's easy to it's easy to look at something like this and be like, well, I mean, he could be anything. He could be anything. But like you look at this shit right here, like I said, this is 1975. There's no way. You're not gonna show me textured hair like that. Yeah, textured hair and I don't know. It just
maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. I would need more than that. You're right. Especially if it's coming from a Puerto Rican, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
So what you're saying is we gotta break this back out. We gotta break.
Listen, exactly. Listen,
we gotta break this out.
If you want to know the real reason why Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are say the N-word in New York, the conversation we're having right now is literally it.
Oh no, 100%.
It's literally 100%. It. Me and Maneater, she's fucking Latina as fuck. She speaks Spanish. She's brought me closer to my culture. Okay, so there's no shade, but she doesn't have family. She's not from the Northeast, so she don't know. And she would be like no, they shouldn't be saying it. Like, baby, you don't know Northeast culture. Like, it's like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans say it over there. Like, well, they shouldn't. Oh my God, dude, you don't understand. And I finally understood. She gets it, but it's like, because it's like that. I say, okay, let me ask you a question. If let's say I was raised closer to Black culture, and I felt like I was Black, would you respect me having to be Afro-Latino? And she goes, well, yeah. Okay.
But
I don't. I wasn't, you know what I mean? So So who gets to say it? So does there a survey? Like, hey, raise your hand if you identify as Afro-Latino. Okay, you. Okay, you have to wear this wristband. You have to wear this wristband. You know what I mean? And then you're like, you too. Hey, are you sure? You're pretty dark, bro. Nah. No black. No black, Boppy.
Not me.
Okay. You don't get a wristband then. No, it doesn't. It's just too many 1,000 million shades of brown in between. It's like, fuck it, y'all get to say it.
Right? Well, yeah, because because the moment you start having to like split hairs like that,
yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah,
it like at that point, that's why I'm like, look, man, at this point, I'm just happy that I'm just happy that hey, we here together. We here together.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be that way. I'm always you see me online. I don't give a fuck. I've gotten shit from Hispanic people. I've gotten shit from black people. I don't give a fuck. I'm always going to be solid on black and brown solidarity. I mean, I think all marginalized people should be in solidarity.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% correct.
But baby steps at the very least. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck happened in North America, in the Caribbean, and in the 100 and something thousand enslaved people were delivered to 100 and something, 300 something like that. It's not 100,000. Sorry, I don't quote me. Landed in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Millions went to South America. Millions. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting here talking about like, oh, you're Hispanic. I'm black and Hispanic. Well, I don't like Hispanics. Like, bro, oh my God. We all got the same motherfucking oppressor. We were all fucking genocided. What the fuck is wrong? Like, why are we doing this? I get so fucking mad.
Nah, it's fucking irritating. It's like, look, man, just the moment we have solidarity, the better off we are.
100%. And then it's over then. I'm telling you. Once we can figure this shit out, it's over.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's
ants. What is it? A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Once they figure out that they outnumber us.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it is. Look, the sooner we figure this shit out, the better off we will all be. I fucking promise you. What I will say though is because of this man's death and the fact that like obviously he will not be around anymore to portray this role once the show comes out, and especially if I feel like if he's really well received, I don't know what the plan is for this because Marvel really hasn't talked about it. Like honestly, I'm actually shocked more people aren't talking about the fact that the actor is dead. I find Marvel really weird with stuff like that because there was another actor that played a character on Moon Knight who died, and they were very they didn't like not acknowledge it, but they just never were like, saying a whole heap of a lot.
Sorry. Okay, fine. I just don't want to forget. Okay, fine. That's valid. Actually, when I said it, I was like, I don't know if that was legit. Here. Let me give you the spirit of what I was saying.
Oh, what's going on?
Had nothing to do to okay, fine. There, it has nothing to do with anything being against non-binary. Respect, 100%. We are 100% accomplices here. It's the people who suddenly become that, and it just happens a lot. It just seems like. It's a thing that is talked about a lot where cis straight white women go through and then all of a sudden they're Jewish and non-binary and but I probably shouldn't have said that, so
I'll give you that.
Sometimes people have awakenings, so it's valid to one day not be non-binary and then realize you're non-binary, so that's not fair. But I'm sticking to my guns on the Jewish thing. I feel like they just picked that shit.
I mean, look, just based on my son's
Demi Lovato,
yeah, basically. No, just based on some of my son's friends who like are all over the place, and God bless them. They're good kids, but like a lot of times, legitimately, I think more often than not, a lot of the things that they do and say are legit. There are some of them though that are borderline pathological about it. But I mean, I would never question what it is that they do. But there are like, it's just one of those things. Like my
Because
son,
you know him deeper than just an individual. That's your son. So.
right? So it's just and even not just him, but like some of the people he hangs out with. Like, there was a person that at one point they were non-binary, then one moment all of a sudden they weren't any of that at all. It's not to say that that's how everybody is, but I mean, I just think this one person clearly wanted something that saying that got them closer to my son. So it's one of those things like there are pitfalls. There are no perfect people. But but I will definitely say that I don't like white pain is one of those things I'm just kind of like, whatever. It's
just kind of like I have talked about this. I've talked about this with many of my white queer friends, and we'll actually talk, because I'd be like, look, I'm straight, I'm cis, I'm out, but I'm like, you know what I hear a lot from queer, black, and brown people? That y'all are racist still. So what's going on here? And then it's like, no, you're right, And so for me, while I definitely respect, sexual awakenings and finding yourself or eggs cracking and all this kind of things, whatever words you want to use, I just can't help but sometimes be, and maybe it's just being over cynical, but it's like, you were getting shit, you know what I mean? And I have a specific person in mind, obviously. But, and I think you know who I'm talking about too. Yeah, and it's like you were getting shit for some like low key problematic shit you were saying, and suddenly you're Jewish and non-binary. Like, all right. It sounds like.
Yeah,
there was a shield.
No.
It sounds,
and I'm gonna tell you that's kind of why I didn't even bat an eyelash when you said what you said, because I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
But if anyone wonders why I didn't even so much as think twice about it, but like there was a very specific person in mind who we both know that's who that was. Not a broad statement, but I will. So also to kind of throw on top of that. It also made me. You said Demi Lovato. You know what else I thought about was Zachary. Was it Zachary Levi? Who pretended to be Jewish. He pretended to be Jewish, not so much for like brownie points, but to get roles, but to get acting roles. He pretended to be Jewish.
Who did that? Who's the politician? The gay dude. The gay dude. He was like
Oh God! What was his name? Oh my God, he faded out of the spotlight so fast after he got
kicked
outed.
out of Congress.
Yeah, he got kicked out of Congress. George
something?
George Santos.
Yeah.
It was him.
Jewish.
Yeah, he was
but
Jewish.
I was kidding. Like, bro, everybody thought you were part Jewish. Come on,
dude.
Homie.
Let me put this. Let me put y'all on game. Zachary Levi legally changed his name so that he would be perceived as Jewish.
That's rough.
He legally changed his name so he would be perceived as Jewish, which is just insane to me.
Whoopi Goldberg got. You know what though? Based. I like it.
I ain't mad at her. You know what?
In that direction, do it.
It's like what was it? Like I think I saw. I think it was Uppity Negress was talking about this on Threads the other day. She was talking about like nepotism and nepo babies, like how like it's perfectly okay for black people to be nepo babies and not be criticized for it. I was like, shit, I'll take you one step further. I would say fucking lean into that shit.
Yeah. If
you look, because you best believe,
you gotta take care of your people.
Yeah, I mean, because it's no different than how you think about it. A lot of white celebrities have had children who get in the business. That white child will change their name, so to distance themselves from their family. But like, on the when you look at the marquee, and or at least back then, you look at the marquee and you see Nicolas Cage, and you don't think about the fact that he's a nepo baby. And it's not 100%. To say, and it's not to say that people went to go see movies because they thought that he was related to someone famous. But let's be real. His connections made it a lot easier for him to get a part that he probably would not have.
Jaden Smith,
bro,
and the sister,
100%. Thank you.
But I will tell you this much: there is a difference, and the reason why there's a difference is when we talk about nepotism within white families. We're talking about a systemic hoarding of wealth that has been happening since the beginning. It is the way they keep wealth out of circulation so that it could never pass to us. So when black and brown people do it, we're not reinforcing an already fucked system, right?
No,
we're not reinforcing a system of oppression. Exactly.
Yeah, we're
keeping it here so that we could have something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Best believe if a time comes, like I don't know what this is going to become or anything like that, but like let's just say for whatever reason, if I still have any cachet as time passes along down the road, and Cersei's old enough that she decides, hey, I want to be a content creator. Can you put me on? You best believe I'm gonna do it.
Willow's talented as fuck. Leave her out.
Hey.
There will be no Willow slander.
Wait a minute. I will say this though. I'm okay with Willow Smith. I don't have any beef with that. What I had a beef with was people like Ozzy Osbourne and his daughter like singing. I was like, sit your ass down, girl. You can't sing. Yeah. But I will say this, something that I think Tubes One brought up, and I thought this was one I almost forgot about. Ezra Miller.
Is this how it went down?
Well, no. So Ezra Miller, when they started getting caught in their bullshit and really started trying to use their pronouns as a shield. I actually remember this because we watched this on the Blerd cave a ways back. But there was a video where they were being arrested by the police and everything was fine and dandy. But once I think Ezra realized the situation was getting serious, they started trying to be like, well, I'm a marginalized person, this, that, blah, 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 yada, yada, I'm non-binary, you just misgender me, da, 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 and then try to, like, basically get the heat off of them and put it on the cops. And and don't get me wrong, for all the things that Ezra Miller is, I will give them credit on one thing and one thing alone.
What's that?
They're very quick to call out racism, discrimination, injustice, so on and so forth. I think but honestly, to me, that's bare minimum. But I'm not really being as charitable as I probably thought I was trying to be. But at the same time, the whole, I don't know, man, like just weaponizing identity in situations like that is a really tricky thing to me. Because you fuck it up for everybody else. Like the whole thing, like what was the boy's name? Jussie Smollett, the guy who Juicy Smollett when he faked his attack.
That's right, KO Joe. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, that fucked me up because like I was like, dude, man. It did sound kind of like weird. It didn't make a whole heap of a lot of sense, but at the same time,
I mean, this was the height of that Trump shit. I'm like, I believed it. I was like,
yeah. I mean, I wanted to believe it. I was like, dude, yes. All right, justice for Jussie. But the thing is, then we find out he lied. And it's like, okay, well, now you just fucked it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
You just fucked it up for everybody else because now anyone else who comes along after you is not going to be handled with kid gloves. They're not going to be treated, seriously. They're going to be treated like a problem from the word go. And that's kind of what I thought when I saw what happened with Ezra. I was like, you are going to do something like right here in this moment. What you're doing is you are making any other person who actually is gay, non-binary, trans, bisexual, whatever the fuck, you are about to make it really easy for people to dismiss when people are actually being oppressed in those situations.
Here's some good news, and maybe this will help. Maybe this will make people feel better.
Yeah.
They were always gonna dismiss you and not give a fuck about you. So,
well, true. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But it's just it's the I don't know what it is. It's just like
no, I understand what you're saying. It sucks. It sucks
no,
because
you're right.
They're lying. You know they fucking lying. You know they always they're probably fake. Not lying. You know they never believe shit anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'm right. I'm joking, but you know I'm right. Like they probably fake. They probably did that shit themselves. When black girls in college are getting fucking letters
Sexually
and,
assaulted.
slid under their doors with the N words or spray paint, and it's like, oh, they probably did that themselves, bro. You say that 2,000 times because you don't believe, and then one person goes, and you know what they'll do? Fucking the next year on Fox News. Probably another Jussie Smollett, really. Don't say it doesn't happen. Do you remember Jussie Smollett? I'm like, bro, one person out of fucking millions of people? Get the fuck out of here.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think you're 1,000% correct on that. It just I don't know, man. It's wild. I tell you what though, I'll say this much. Just to kind of get us back to the white tiger of it.
Yeah. Foul.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but not that big of a deal.
Yeah. There's laundry. There is laundry. There's laundry on the field. There's laundry on the field. I feel there is in fact a flag on the play. Sure. Yeah. There's definitely a flag on the play. But I'll say this.
No one's getting ejected though. No one's getting ejected. You know.
No.
Nah,
it's a
loss of yards.
Right. You know, like you just look at it, you just be like, man, look, all right. Look, you know, I tell you what it is. This is more like, I tell you what, this isn't a yellow flag where like there's actually like a penalty. I'm not like, because you know, I will say this. This is a challenge. This is actually more of a red flag. This is a red flag on the play, actually. I take it back. This is a red flag on the play. I'm gonna have to go into the booth.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to review the tapes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the booth. I'm gonna have to review the tape, and once I have reviewed the tape, like once I have taken a look at it, once I've actually taken a look at it, seen exactly what the fuck is going on, I've actually watched the show and see how everything plays out.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna talk some shit. But until then, I'm willing. I know I normally say I don't respect the dead, but in this particular case, I do, because so far, the actor in question, Kamar, has not done anything wrong that I am aware of, or it's not like this guy is like we haven't found out that this guy has like secretly been essaying people, and we find out on some like Spanish language podcast, and then like it just mysteriously disappears around the time that like the next Marvel movie comes out. No shade at anybody. No shade at anyone in particular. No shade.
Nor does he have a refrigerator full of baby oil and butter.
Right. And matter of fact, also not trying to get a handy in the bed with his child,
with her son there.
Yeah, with his child just sitting right there. So yeah, no, I'm willing to let it go. I'm actually willing to let this one go. I know that we always want to fight, but and try and raise awareness. But here's the thing, and this is gonna sound real ugly coming from me right now. Here's the thing. It's one season, and we already know that if the character is even... God damn it, I'm sorry.
Danger.
I already knew you were going
I was like,
you're going to hell. You need Jesus.
Yeah, I'm going to hell.
You need to go do your confessions, whatever you people do. You Catholics.
Well, right? It's like, let me say, was it 10 Hail Marys and an All Father, and I'll be good. 10 Hail Marys and an All Father, we'll be good. But no,
he won't be back next season.
Season.
Yeah, I would like them to do that. I bet you they will.
Yeah.
I'm calling. I bet you they do the girl.
Yeah, and like you got multiple to choose from, but I know what they're gonna do. They're probably not gonna do Angela, not Angela Del Toro. They'll probably do Ava Ayala, who is honestly the more well-known. The more well-known version of the character, like even more so. I think a lot of people didn't even know there was a male white tiger until recently, because like if those I'm talking, because he died. So okay, those images I was showing where from Daredevil, that was kind of the thing that I didn't bring up, is like this whole thing where like here, let me bring this up, where he's like in jail. This is not too long before he gets killed off in 2002.
Oh, damn.
He gets killed off, and it's his niece.
It's so confusing if he's mixed race and not in that picture. I keep looking at it, and I'm like, I can't tell. Like, he might be white. Can't. Yeah.
Like his niece ended up becoming White Tiger for a little bit, and then she kind of lost her whole mind. But like, Ava is the one most people actually know. She's the one that's in Marvel Snap. She's the one that was on the Ultimate Spider-Man show. Anytime they do an animated series where where White Tiger shows up, it's usually her. So
what's she look like?
You know what? Here, let me.
Ava Ayala?
Ava Ayala. Ava Ayala. I know, like, in the cartoons, in the animated series and stuff, she was drawn to be kind of like a dark-skinned Latina.
Yeah, she's like me brown. You know what? I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, this
you
is
know what I'm
the
tired
cartoon.
of seeing. You know what I'm tired of seeing. You know what we need to get away from.
What's that, pimp?
We need to get away. We don't gotta get away from it permanently, right? Because like somebody said in the chat, like the diaspora is a rainbow of is a very beautiful beige rainbow. Okay, but every time we see an Afro-Latina or an Afro-Latina person, they're always like not darker than this, what you just had up. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm like, no. I want this person to be, and guess what? We almost had it with Miles Morales.
Almost.
But they still copped out by making his dad African-American. Right? And it's like, oh, he's black because of his dad's African-American. Like, no. I want somebody looking like motherfucking Luke Cage. And got a whole ass accent and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I want this dude looks exactly like Heimdall. And you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and, like Heimdall with Thor Ragnarok.
And don't know a lick of Spanish.
Well,
I mean, a lick of English.
And here, I'll throw you this one too. This is actually a shot of her in pardon the Greg Land of it. But this is her in the comics, like about the same complexion. And here's the thing:
that looks like Maneater.
Yeah. Well, hey, what's up, Maneater? You're tiny. But no, and it's kind of funny too because if I'm not mistaken, Ava is Hector's sister. So they once again that's kind of where you get into the weirdness of the genes and how everybody comes out. But because it's not like she's not like, oh, I'm like his daughter or like a grandchild. Like, no, it's like it's a sister.
right.
So it's like it should be too much different. But like I get it. I totally get it because like say how you explained to me about with your brother. And your father for that matter. But like, it's a I don't know. I have questions. I have a lot of questions.
With what? What do you mean? With regards to what?
No. Just like what will they do with it? Like if the White Tiger character, like if the character catches on, like if the show comes out and the character and everybody's like, oh man, dude, this character's so fire, man. We like they say, oh man, dude, look at this, man. Yeah, man. Oh, and next time we're gonna have him come back with the real costume. This is just a jumpsuit, but we're gonna have because you could look and tell this is just a hoodie that he bought like it.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
It looks like he has like a combat shirt on or something like. Yeah. But it's white.
Right.
Yeah. Like the kind you put an armor over, like the yeah.
But yeah, it's like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's cool. You know, he ain't got no claws or nothing like that. He's just got hands.
Recast White Tiger.
Look,
all I know is if they make White Tiger a woman, I'm boycotting. Woke.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's woke.
Yeah,
it's woke.
Yeah, no, we don't do that shit here. Matter of fact, you know what? And if they make, and also if they make a woman, I really don't want to see
Brian 2 Shades of White.
No, she gotta be.
Matter
of fact, I want her on that like on that card shit we were looking at. I want her on.
yeah.
I want her on that card where like
no more than 2.
No more than 2. She can only be 2 stages removed from
and
bone
that better
white.
be in the dead of August.
Like right here, like right here. This like you see is right. Like you like like right here. Like this is the maximum. This is like honestly. Ooh, what's that girl's name? What's that? The I say girl. She's a whole woman. The woman that's playing Snow White. Like, yeah, I want.
Right. Yeah, the one who wasn't white enough to be Snow White. Was she like 1/8 or something or some shit?
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know. But no, like if we do it, if we gotta do it. If we absolutely positively got to do it,
Rachel Zegler. Yeah.
Rachel Zegler, that's her name. Yeah, because I think like she's. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rachel Zegler. I know she's Latina, but she's also got like some other stuff going on too.
She's
like,
half. She's like
yeah.
I think she's like half like Swedish or some shit.
Yeah, that's 100%. She's like it's. Partially Colombian, partially Polish, or something like that.
There you go, Polish. Yeah,
Polish and Colombian. So yeah. That's like and you know what's gonna happen. You know this is gonna be a thing. You know, like because this is just the way the world works. Yeah, this is just the way the world works. You know for a fact that they're like, oh well, you know what? We can't bring back old boy, but we'll definitely bring her and we'll make her the new white tiger. That's what they'll do.
Right? She's Latina, guys.
See.
You bitch. And then we gotta join forces with the Chuds and be like, no, Rachel Zegler. No, Rachel Zegler.
Right? Like give me the picket sign. Like or you know it's gonna be like that Simpsons meme. The Chuds are gonna walk up to us and be like, say the line.
Yeah. So there we go. So I have 2 now. I have 2 on my bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the main couple in a movie, and both of them are black, and the movie is not targeted to a black demographic. Impossible. How Hollywood can't do it.
No,
but I want to see. I would like to see them try, and then also I need somebody. Like they're black. They're old dirty bastard black. They're Luke Cage black. And don't speak any English. You find out they're Panamanian.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
And they stop making them all carameled like me. Like grow up hair, make them black.
Bruh, get out of my. Okay, first off, who was it that just said that? Lamar Norman, get the fuck out of my head. Get the fuck out of my head. Because like, I'm not gonna lie. Dude, Hollywood.
She counts.
Well,
we're going through the same thing black women went through the 90s. We're the only people that could ever cast are like light-skinned black girls.
You know good and hell well they're gonna be like, yeah, she count. She's
definitely dark enough. Yeah, I need you to change up your makeup. You need to bronze it up a little bit.
Just that thing that we did. The thing we did with Zoe Saldana.
I'm gonna need you to
Simone.
like randomly
I need you to do that.
I did Nina Simone.
I need you to Nina Simone it.
I in your sentences, I just need you to drop random Spanish words that you wouldn't normally do.
Say Poppy every now and again too.
Yeah, and then be like, I love going to miss mi abuela and mi abuelo. And
like I'm going to the barrio.
Yeah, because from Jenny around the block.
Yeah, right. I ain't shit.
Aubrey Plaza. Yep.
Oh my god.
See, but now we stand at Aubrey Plaza, right?
Yeah, she's okay. She's okay.
She can do it. Well, she's dark enough.
I'm gonna tell you why. Though, and it's because I do agree with some people because my wife, her and I talk about this shit all the time. Jenna Ortega isn't too much shit. every time we look up, Jenna Ortega is in some shit, and every time we look up, Rachel Zegler is in some shit. So that means there's like dozens upon dozens of, and maybe even hundreds of thousands of Latina actors who aren't getting to any fucking roles because they're all going to Jenna Ortega and Rachel Zegler. It's like, bruh, can we?
And guess what? When they are dark, it is. It's the 90s and 2000s for Black people, for African Americans specifically, for Latin people now. Because in the 90s and 2000s, if you were the love interest, you were light skinned. If you could be pretty and dark, but you're gonna have an attitude, and you're gonna be the one ready to fight whenever, right? Dark meant you fight, light meant you were sweet and kind. And that's what's happening now. Every time there's a darker Latina, she's the one who's ready to fight, and I'll cut you and this and that. If you have a Jenna Ortega type, then she's like sweethearted and yada yada yada.
Well, and I'll give you this much though. Jenna Ortega, for me, because I saw somebody bring up that like, they don't think she's as good an actress. I will say this: of the things I've seen her in,
probably was Maneater. Maneater's a hater. Let me see. Was it Maneater? I bet you $1,000. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Well, no, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this though. I kind of slick agree with her because, like, when I think about it, everything I've seen Jenna Ortega in, she's always playing like about roughly the same character. Like, okay, so she has two modes.
That Diet Aubrey Plaza?
Okay. So Diet Aubrey Plaza, who always seems annoyed that shit is going on, or like is always just calling, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. Or she is Wednesday Addams. Those are the, and here's the thing. Here's the best part. All her Wednesday Addams is just her not acting.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I feel like it's the same with Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza always just plays that character that she made in Parks and Rec.
No, and here's the thing. I will say this. I 100% agree with you. But I think the difference is, I don't think it has anything to do with the same reasons. Like, okay, like Denzel is always going to be Denzel in some part of the movie because people write roles specifically around him. Or like Sam Jackson or Keanu Reeves or Christopher Walken. Like they always, you reach a certain point in your career where you're just going to be the same person. And it's like, hey, the second directing assistant's going to come like, hey, can you do the thing? Yeah, for this scene. Yeah. Sam, we need you to do. Can you give us like two motherfuckers? Yeah, you know the thing. Or they go to Denzel like, hey, Denzel, I know the script doesn't call for it. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let one of the extras. They're gonna talk some shit, and we want you to get mad. Like just like in Training Day, Day.
He's gonna go like this. He's like, I would. Yeah. But some stupid motherfucker who wants to get fired didn't give me 2 Desert Eagles for me to clink together. You know?
It's like clink, clink. Here's the set. Like, I promise you, I think what it is in the case of Aubrey Plaza, I think it is kind of more one of those things like, hey, everybody knows you as April Ludgate, so we kind of want. And I will say this, I actually don't think Aubrey Plaza is even acting in these cases because just having seen her.
Right. She's like
she's just being herself. I think honestly, I think most of the time she's just being herself. Like varying degrees of herself. Jenna Ortega, I think legitimately just has those 2 modes, which that's one more mode than Aubrey Plaza. But Aubrey Plaza's not in everything. Like, I swear to God, like every time, here, I actually want to look this up. I actually want to pull this up. Like, I actually was trying to like roll this up out of
her filmography.
Yeah, I want to pull up. I'm pulling up her IMDb as we speak right now. Let's see.
Anna and Cenk are still on their bullshit.
Wait, what happened?
Anna and Cenk. I say Anna and Cenk attacked the homeless for LA.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
And that's like today. What is going on?
Dude, yeah, no, they're spiraling and doubling down. But no, I will say this. It probably seems worse than what it actually is. But there was like a solid point there where it's like every time I looked up, this motherfucker was in some shit. It was like, oh, she's in Scream. Okay, oh no, now she's in X. Oh, now she's in Scream 6. Oh, wait, now she's in Beetlejuice. Oh, and then she's got like several other movies that are like in various stages.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Like she's and then but no, all around
Wednesday
the same
Scream.
Well, and also around the same time, she was also in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. She's on Wednesday. She's got another Wednesday season coming out. And it just kept going and going and going. After a while, I was like, oh my God, go somewhere. I'm about sick of seeing your ass. Every time I feel like when you're the it girl, it's not your fault, but like it's kind of like, what was that white girl's name? With the big titties. Oh God.
Said he? I heard titties. What happened?
I said, what's the white girl with the big titties?
Which one? I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name. Look, I'm just gonna Google white girl. White actress.
Don't do that.
Sydney Sweeney.
Do it on screen.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney.
I was just about to go to Madam Web.
Thank you, Sifa. But no,
that's exactly
that heifer can't act. And she just constantly finds. I don't think she can.
Have you seen that one? Hold on. Let me ask you a question because maybe you haven't seen it.
Shoot.
Sydney Sweeney. Look, first of all, I'm gonna need everybody to calm down on my future ex-wife.
He's like, leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Immaculate. You seen Immaculate yet?
I still haven't sat down and watched that movie yet.
That was good. I'm not saying it's like groundbreaking. It's not gonna win any awards, but I thought she was good.
Well, it's a like, and not just based on Madam Web, but just like having seen her in like other shit, like
Euphoria. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was on Euphoria. And was she not on what's his face?
Madam Web. Madam Web was good.
No, it was not. Don't lie to yourself like that. Don't lie to yourself. No. What wasn't she on? God, there was another show. Oh, Handmaid's Tale. That's what it was. I didn't like her on Handmaid's
Was she
Tale.
really?
Yeah, she was on Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I think she was the girl who they tried to pawn off on Old Boy, the driver.
That's right. Holy shit, that's her.
Yeah, that was. I was like, nah. I was like, this ain't it.
Wow.
Yeah. I forgot about White Lotus. I forgot about that.
She didn't really have a role in that. She had to play the quiet chick. It's not like she did a lot of acting in that scene, right? Eden Blaine.
She had to like. I mean, she was there for 7 episodes. I mean, she had to do something.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, she had to be there. I mean, she was there.
And
She was there for a season.
Nah.
I thought the young lady.
I think you just racist. That's what it is.
I mean, probably. I mean, you know what?
He's out of line, but he's right.
I don't know. That was all I could think of at the time on the fly.
Now you said it. You said it.
It's been
forever.
YouTube,
you get that letter like 2008. Keep it up.
He's like,
keep it up.
He's like, all right. He's like, no, 3010. 3010. Yeah. That's when you get it. You'll be dead, but it's okay. Be 3010. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. You keep acting up. But no, in all seriousness, I was gonna say let's do. We do have a super chat that I want to hit before we get out of here. This is Wraith X7 with the 5. Says we got a dark-skinned Afro-Latino superhero, but he was voiced by an African-American in the Stretch Armstrong and the Flex Fighters cartoon. I did not know that was a thing.
That's what's up.
I'll take it.
That is what is up.
So do we knock that off the bucket list?
No.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, okay. So it don't count. It don't count. But no, but still. And
I need it to be a real person.
Okay. If
they give me a Luke Cage Panamanian animated, don't count. Cast that motherfucker.
I remember
that. I bet you the fucking voice actor looks like me.
Anyway, Robo.
We got one. Let's do one question from the Discord. We're obviously not doing calls.
No.
But real quick, what's up with it? You both and the squad. My question to you guys is, what is the most diabolical scene from a comic book movie you've seen? For me, it's Norman Osborn blowing up Aunt May's house while she's trying to get right with the Lord before bed. And why is that funny? And making her finish her prayers. Make her finish her prayers while her house is up. All just to prove a point to Peter. Finish it.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. That part where you try to get right with the Lord. That I'm not gonna lie, that fucked me up there for a second.
Oh man.
No, in all seriousness, the most out of pocket.
Diabolical.
Or most diabolical. Ooh, man. I'm not gonna hold you.
Movie.
It's always gonna be The Crow. It's always gonna be The Crow for me, I think. I will say though, that one is less like that other one I can laugh about. But this one I can't laugh about. It's it's that kind of diabolical. Yeah, the original Crow, Shelley is repeatedly sexually assaulted and cut and stabbed and whatnot. It's like, man, this is a bit like, it was one of those things where it was like, this is a bit too much. Like, okay, just kill her. Like, okay, just kill her. But can we leave out the sexual assault? Can we leave that out? That's
no. That's how we draw the men in and we get them to care about this movie.
Yeah, because I forgot, because women are property. And
that's right.
If you treat women as property, right? Yeah. If you treat them as such, then men are more likely to empathize with, because they'll say, "Oh, well, see, now you're destroying property. You're harming another person's property. Therefore, I now have a vested interest in this because I'm a libertarian."
That's right. Well, here's the real thing here. Every time I watch a movie and I don't see SA as a plot device to further a man's story, I'm like, who wrote this? Who wrote this dribble?
True.
This garbage.
Oh, no. I changed my answer. Infamous Mike Manhattan. Okay. Infamous, because a lot of people forget Old Boy is actually based on a manga.
So that is Maneater, one of Maneater's favorite movies, and we still got to watch it. So I've never seen it.
Well, then I won't say anything. Nobody say anything. Nobody say anything in the chat. Don't say shit, because he'll see it and you'll ruin it. Don't say shit.
No, I won't.
Don't look at the chat. Don't look. Stop it. Don't look at the chat. But no, I tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix it. Because here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna look at our indie rec for the week, and then we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. So for those that if this is your first time here, not ever seeing this, our home slice, the Elite X1, who is always goodly enough to bless us with the indie recommendation of the week, or every other week technically. Well, he's back again. I know we took a little bit of a break. Yeah, we took a little bit of a break, because we always just had so much going on. But we're gonna get back. We're getting back to it. I promise you, we're getting back to it. So here we are. This is Elite X1's indie recommendation.
What's up, nerds, code family? It's the Elite X1 with this week's indie game recommendation. This week's game is the tactical first-person shooter, Ready or Not, by Void Interactive. Ready or Not is a tactical first-person shooter that puts players in control of SWAT team officers. The game will have players deployed to take on missions that range from stopping active shooters on a college campus, clearing out meth dens, and some other realistically disturbing scenarios. The mission map details and enemies truly give off pure tension as you slowly and methodically move your squad from area to area, clearing corners and trying to adhere to the strict rules of engagement. All that said, the game also features a simulation of individual psychological issues for the AI squad mates you control. So while you definitely don't want your squaddy shot or injured during a mission, you also have to be mindful that they may later suffer from issues like PTSD, especially after, say, prolonged exposure to the carnage on the college campus shooting level. Make no mistake, this is not a Call of Duty or a Battlefield clone. It's not even Rainbow Six Siege. and the gritty realism of the maps, voice lines, and other unmentionable details just hit home so hard that some may say it's too much for a game. Void Interactive built was, in my opinion, one of the best tactical squad shooters available now. In fact, it's the spiritual successor to the classic SWAT 4 in my opinion. The amazing visual quality will challenge even the best PCs, and the sound design is crisp and clean. Void finally listened and added full controller support. The game also features up to 4-player co-op, but no PvP mode. Radio Night's realism and tactical nature will punish players trying to be their best Mike Lowry or Dirty Harry. It's a simulation that really hits home most of the marks it aimed for. And there's also a heavy flow of free mods always available to add to the game. Radio Night asked the question in its title. So my follow-up question is, are you?
Man, love to see it. That is the indie rec. Ready or not, love to see it. This is a game I actually have not gotten to check out yet.
Yeah,
but
I saw him playing. He streamed it in the Blerd Co. It looks hard as fuck.
That was it looks like I just like I've watched videos of it and I'm just like I get flashbacks to when I used to play Tom Clancy Rainbow Six, like back before it was a PvP game, like when it was just like it was just a straight up tactical infiltration. Matter of fact, you were encouraged not to shoot people. Like you back in the like what was it Rainbow Six, and then like I think what was it, the second expansion, Rogue Spear. Like that tells you how long ago I used to play Rainbow Six. But that said, please tell me they play that
slowly.
That's the menu music, right? It has to be. If it's not, then why do we do this? Anyway, Robo, take us out.
Oh, wait, what was that? What was that? What was the menu music? What?
Oh no, I'm saying if Ready or Not, if the menu music is the Fugees. I was like, then what are we doing this for?
I thought it was something else. I'm like, wait, what just happened? Ladies and gentlemen and MBs, that's the end of the show. And this is Nerds of Culture. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for participating, donating, chatting, being a part of the entertainment. If it wasn't for the chat, it would be a lot harder to do this. I'll be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you somebody on here wanted to talk about Latin people choosing when they're black and not black, so that's a good conversation. Come have it tomorrow.
Please do. And as a matter of fact, I'm putting this in the chat for those that for whatever reason, if you are not familiar.
Oh shit, got them all. That's what's up.
Bam. See, I'm out here. I do things. I do stuff and things. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But yeah. So make sure you go click on all those things, all those places. Well, maybe not TikTok so much anymore, but
no, I got a Jean Monsieur. Don't worry.
Gesundheit.
The red note.
I was about to say Gesundheit.
Did you have a stroke?
Yeah, right. I was like, excuse you. I mean. If you you do what you got to, but no. That said, yes. For Robo of Left Face TV, I am the Blerd Without Fear, and as always, Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.